Captain, that. Peter Hawley, Leonard Copen, all thanks to basketball.com.au.
Oh, yeah. Looking forward to this one. Obviously, it's do or die for the South East Melbourne Phoenix. It's going to be a crazy crowd, nearly sold out, and let's throw this thing up.
I'll just say something like, if there's any indication of what we've seen so far, we're in for a very big match tonight.
Oh, we're not tired.
Yeah, speak for yourself.
Oh, here we go. Let's have a look. Started in Melbourne for the first game on Thursday night. Then Friday, we flew to Sydney. Had a nice leisurely 3-hour drive down to Illawarra. It is a slow map, you're right, Jack. I want to say, and we got back in a car. We road tripped to Sydney. We stayed overnight. Then we flew across to Perth, leaving at 8:20. Oh, they got the... That's not... I like the little jet, too. In Perth, what a game we saw in Perth. And then we catch the red-eye back, departing at 4 a.m. Melbourne. We can't mention that. And we arrived...
I'm like this.
Yeah. And...
No, wait. No, we're ready.
Yeah, it could be dead. Wow, we were just going to have a sleep, but we're not dead.
Yeah, we're good, man. What are you doing, bro?
He had a penguin on the ice. Had a penguin on the ice.
Hello and welcome to John Cain Arena, semi-final game 2. The South East Melbourne Phoenix taking on the Illawarra Hawks, who have a slim 1-0 lead. But all you need in a 3-game series is the 2. Can South East Melbourne find a way to get Matt Hurt the damn ball and win game 2? It's set to be a cracking contest, all thanks to basketball.com.au. Peter Hawley, Leonard Copeland, we are set to go.
I'm looking forward to this one. Again, do or die for the Phoenix, but we know how good they can play. They do that. They should get the job done and set up a game 3, but this is finals basketball, baby.
This is a guard league. I'm looking for some points. Forget about the defense. Put the ball in the hole, baby.
All right, I'll tell you what, the man that we welcome in right now, always the most generous with his time, Josh King, Overtime's very own. Welcome in. We don't have you locked so long, so we'll get right into it. Is it wholesale changes or much of the same heading into game 2?
I think you saw the game the other night. We got to clean up a couple things, but we're going to play pretty much the same and do a little bit better, hopefully.
It's obviously a tough pill to swallow to walk out there with a loss, but what were a couple of positives you took out of that game?
Yeah, I think if you don't include the 5 minutes where they went on the 21-point run, I think it's our game. So we got to clean that up. We got to be more consistent and play a whole 40 minutes or however long the game takes.
Coach, it looks like you've changed your rotation. These guys are getting more minutes now, 30, 40, 30, 25 minutes. Is that the case?
It's game to game. Obviously, it's playoff time. You're gonna go with your big dogs, your horses, but we'll have to see how it goes today.
It's obviously a big talk about Matt Hurt only taking 6 shots. 1, how do you get him more looks in this game? And 2, is there also the emphasis on him to say, hey, you're our best player. You're our All-NBL first teamer. You've got to demand it. You've got to get in spots because he knows you're going to see the best defensive coverage from the Hawks.
Yeah, a little bit of both. I said it the other night after the game. I got to do a better job as a coach to get him the ball, but he's got to work to get open because they've been really physical with him, and they're going to be physical with him again today.
Wiz Camp has been up and down pretty much all season, but when he's on, he's on. How do you get him going tonight?
The same way we got him going the other night. Joe's done a great job of getting himself to this point. And if we want to win the game, he's probably the X factor, I would say.
You've seen some other atmospheres around. You get a home game here. It's going to be very close to sold out, if not sold out. How excited are you about your home finals debut here?
This is freaking awesome, man. It's playoff basketball. It's game 2. The playoffs don't start until someone wins on the road, and we're going to try to do our job today.
Last question here. Now, you've been in Melbourne for most of the season. Do you see yourself being here for a long time?
Yeah.
You're gonna hit contract talk on semi-final game?
He's here.
I want to know.
I'm not losing him.
I love Melbourne. This has been great, and hopefully I can continue to be here for a while.
My man, it is about 2:15 at best. How many coffees deep are we at
I was
the
going to
moment?
ask that too.
I got one on the way in. I had a pot this morning. I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Oh, he's ready to go. You're going to be running up and down that sideline. Good luck sending it to a decider.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Oh, I'll tell you what, speaking of coffees,
Yeah.
that's something that we probably need because we've been absolutely cooked over the last 4 days at the moment. We've been going left, right, centre, a couple of pints in between.
Well, I mean, it started off on Thursday night. That was game 1 for Melbourne versus Perth. Then Friday we said we're going to go to Sydney, drive down to Illawarra.
Yeah, we're
Beautiful
driving
drive.
slow.
We had a beautiful hour and 45 drive in traffic from Sydney. Great game in Illawarra. We drove back that night, stayed 8:20 flight Saturday morning across to Perth for what we all could experience. One of the best basketball atmospheres we've probably ever seen. And then no sleep for us, no sleep for you. And we took the red eye back, landed at 7:30 this morning, and he is hurting right now.
Hey, wake up, Jeff. Wake up, Jeff.
We're going to carry you, Copes. It's all right. It's been fun. As Josh King said, this is what we live for. This is playoff basketball.
It is. Well, I'll tell you what. Going into game 1, you mentioned it with Josh there. One of the biggest storylines was Matt Hurt and the way he stormed off the court post-game. Some people said he's a competitor. He's frustrated. He just lost the finals game. But the fact he had 6 shots certainly would have had something to do with it.
For sure, and again, we can understand his frustration. You have a look at it again. So you understand the frustration, Copes. You can probably talk to it better than us in terms of you are the best player on this team, so you're going to have the frustration of not getting enough looks. And would he like to handle himself better in a different situation? He had his time again? For sure. Because I know the optics of it looks bad, but again, I keep talking about no handshakes until the end of a series. If everyone walks off at the same time, he just deals with this frustration differently, but they need to get him more involved.
They need to get him involved, but look, I understand where he is. He's led this team in scoring all year long, and when you lose, you feel like you should have given more. Now, at the end of the day, he's a superstar. He's got to get himself going. If guards don't see him, he's got to tap that guard on the shoulder and say, get me the ball.
And it's fascinating to hear Josh King say that same thing. He can put him in the right spot, but you go back and watch some of those clips, Top Blanchfield was denying him. So not only are they going to run things for you, but you've got to do the work early. You've got to make sure you get in the right spots, get the ball, and then do what you do best, and that's get buckets.
Scenario for you right now. We're halfway through the 4th quarter. Matt Hurt has 10 points. Can this team win this game?
Yeah, I think they can. I think they're deep enough. They've got enough talent. We talk about all the rotations. They still can, but it doesn't matter because if he has 10 points at three-quarter time, he might finish with 25.
Well, the duo, Leonard Copeland for the Illawarra Hawks. We thought they might not even have a single player in first team. The planets aligned and they had two. Trey Kell and Tyler Harvey have been nothing short of special throughout the year. And Tyler Harvey, well, he broke that game open in the third quarter of game one.
Two big guards, and we spoke about how big they are. Use your size. They both are dynamic guards who can score the rock. Trey Kell passes the ball well, but Harvey just been on fire, man. He's been this way since he landed in Australia, Pete. He shoots the ball extremely well. He takes the great shots. He's a superstar. But then you bring on Trey Kell alongside him. You got two dynamic guards with the size again. Post these little guys up and go to work.
If you want to beat the Illawarra Hawks, if you've done a good job like the Phoenix did up until halftime, you cannot take your foot off the gas because it doesn't take Tyler Harvey long to heat up, and Trey Kell, the most efficient thing there is the rebounding. He was hunting boards on the offensive end. Again, a lot of that about Geordie Hunter foul trouble. They need to do a good job for 40 minutes if they want to win this game.
Both guys played over 35 minutes. I love that, brother.
Oh, I tell you what, you get the oldies going with a couple of high-minute games and they just get excited. Steph Baumgartl caught up with Tyler Harvey a little bit earlier.
Well, Tyler, you personally lifted the Hawks to victory on Friday. What prompted that third quarter burst from yourself?
Yeah, I don't think it was just myself. I think defensively we had to fix things at halftime, and I was just at the right spot at the right time, and guys were able to find me, but it was an overall team effort. It wasn't just individual.
No doubt Phoenix will be feeling desperate to keep their championship chances alive. What are you anticipating from them today?
Yeah, I think it's just going to be another battle. I think we have to come in just as desperate. You know, having been in this position before, as a player, I know that when you're on the other side, you are going to be desperate. You're right, but we can't come out here and be relaxed. We know they're going to come after us tonight, and we just got to be ready for it.
You were able to really limit Matt Hurt. He's so important to their side. What's the key to shutting him down?
I don't really know if there's a key to shutting him down. He's a really good player, and you just try to do your best to make his shots difficult. But it's a team effort when you got a player like that, a top 3 MVP in our league. Just lastly, a win today would send you straight through to the championship series. Both teams want it. Do you think the Hawks want it just that little bit more? I hope so, Steph. I think this team, we know we built this year, and you know the job's not done yet, but tonight would be a good step in the right direction if we did that. Good luck. Thank you.
Look good, play good. Just rolling up the pre-game interview in the cap. That's a man who knows that he played well in game one. You don't play well in game one, you don't mix it up in the interview for game two.
He's so level, man. If that was me back in the day, I'd be talking trash, cartwheels.
Again, I mean, I love to hear from him. I love to watch him play. The greatest scorer in Eastern Washington history. It's always fun to see him do his thing.
It's funny because there's someone in the building that scored more threes than him in Eastern Washington. I'll tell you what. Hey, but Leonard.
Oh.
You're on a lot of different things, a lot of different programs these days, a bit of a media superstar. You weren't on Offsiders this week, but I happened to tune into ABC Offsiders last week, and I don't know how late you think sport goes. Have a look at this.
Leonard, cricket fan, you've been here for over 30 years. Has cricket managed to pull you in at all?
It has. The only problem is it lasts so long. You're up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know how they can concentrate at that level that early in the morning, but the crowds are great. I mean, and any time Australia wins, I'm for it, you know.
What sort of cricket are you watching at 3 a.m. in the morning, my man?
There's time zones in this world, man. We just came from Perth. There are time zones in this world.
Hey, bro. I'm talking about me staying up that long. You know, I go to sleep at 9:30 at night.
Let's talk about how comfortable he was on that couch, too, just leaning back.
Just leaning back. I tell you what, my man looking pretty smooth over there on Offsiders. Thank you very much, Leonard. We're here all thanks to basketball.com.au, your home of Aussie hoops. Coming up next.
It's great to be here as the NBL takes it on the road to regional Victoria.
Change perhaps to go more like for like with what Brisbane have on the floor.
And Derek Walton Jr.'s got a problem too in back plate. Straight into the rooms, and it looked like he grabbed at the hamstring.
Getting ready to go lay the ball up and just kind of slipping. And once I slipped, I felt like a pop, I guess you can describe it. But this was something I knew I couldn't play through. It was really kind of scary moment for me, honestly.
And I knew straight away that it wasn't going to be a run-of-the-mill low-grade strain.
Typically the injury that Derek has is anywhere between an 8 and 12-week injury.
You've got a level of apprehension as well as the discomfort of your injury that you have to deal with.
I remember the first time I was running, I know Vela was trying to hold me back. I never had an injury that's kind of like sidelined me, so it gave me another sense of appreciation to be able to run and jump again. But honestly, I think the most excited I've been in a while was probably being able to kind of finally get out and play 5-on-5 again.
The fact that he's been able to come back as quickly as he has is not an accident. He'd be spending 6 hours a day in prioritising and working towards recovery.
It's been easy for me to just be kind of like shut down, but they kept me going. So I'm extremely grateful. We've gotten to a point where I'm able to play again, so it's like, I think the only way I can really show them my appreciation is kind of just playing to the best of my ability, honestly. It's time to go for real.
Derek Walton Jr. returned in immaculate fashion in Game 1. Not the desired result in the win-loss column, but they've certainly got their superstar back in fighting action. Over 30 minutes in the game. We didn't know whether he was going to start, sit on the bench. We certainly didn't think he was going to start, but he came out and proved that he is just as good as he was right off that injury.
No one could stay in front of him. I mean, you look at how well he handles the rock, but out in transition, one of the quickest players in the league, and now his job is to continue to do that at a high level whilst trying to get Matt Hurt involved. But look at some of these highlights. The 9 assists in the first half. They did a good job of just crowding him in the second half. And you expect, Justin Tatum in the post-game presser said 9 assists. He finished with 12, was just way too many. They're going to really show him a crowd. But Copes, when he wants to, he can light it up.
Absolutely, he can light it up. But the best attribute is him getting everyone else involved. And that's why I don't understand how Matt Hurt did not get the ball. This guy was looking for you. He's the kind of player, if you can score, he'll get you the ball, and he's good at it.
Well, let me play devil's advocate here, because Derek Walton Jr. returns a superstar who needs the ball in his hands, and Matt Hurt exits the game with 6 shots, which has been a major talking point. How much of that had to do with the ball being in Derek Walton's hands?
I still think it has more to do with the fact that Geordie Hunter spent so much time on the bench in foul trouble, because Matt Hurt had to slide down to play the 5, where I actually do think they have an advantage, but he played 30 minutes there at the 5 spot, where you've got to do different things. You can't pick and pop when their offense is all about rolling. So there's so many things they've got to figure out on that end. But firstly, keep Geordie Hunter on the floor.
Derek Walton Jr. obviously spent a lot of time out. Is there going to be a little bit of a cardio issue? Are the legs going to be heavy coming in today? Because it's a lot to come back into 1, finals intensity basketball, but 2, playing 30-plus minutes.
Absolutely. He'll be a little bit sore. You know, he's been out for a while, but he's a professional. They got doctors around him. He'll be okay. I don't know if he'll be as quick as he was the other night, because I've never seen a point guard that fast.
That's still quick.
That is still very quick. He got up and down the floor. No one can stay in front of him.
Only thing quicker was us trying to get out of the Perth airport, but you had to check a bag. One-day trip, you checked a bag.
Here we go.
Man, you don't even know what was in that thing. You wore the same outfit for 3 straight days, my man.
I know you're not talking.
Anyway.
I know you're not talking.
Order. Steph Baumgartl, time to join the broadcast. All thanks to basketball.com.au. Steph, last night, the atmosphere for a basketball game, a new level was set at RAC Arena.
Sure was, Felix, and all eyes were on Bryce Cotton to step it up for the Wildcats, but it was Dylan Windler who starred with 20 points to his name in the second half. What did you make of that performance?
he was outstanding. And Coach, you alluded before the game about how much better he had to play. That game one would have been very disappointing for him. But this is what Dylan Windler does. When he's healthy throughout his career, he's shown the ability to impact a game like this. Ultra aggressive. He knocked down a couple of big timely threes, but he's a tough cover. He's got really long wingspan, so he gets on the rebounds as well. You see here ripping them down, and he was just rolling. He had his tongue out after a three, firing up the crowd, and it's no surprise they won.
He's good enough to get himself going. You don't have to get him the ball. You don't have to run plays for him. He goes to the glass. One of the best rebounding guard/forward I've seen in a long time. He can shoot the ball from outside. He's a confident player, but he needed to play that well for them to win.
Steph, in my humble opinion, two of the best coaches in the league went head-to-head last night. Does anyone have anything to worry about tactically coming into the next game?
Well, it seems John really may have figured out United's weakness, going small ball to spark a game to come back. Dean Vickerman had plenty to say on that post-match. Let's take a listen.
Obviously, they just put that in the small ball lineup out there, and you know, and then they made shots. You know, I think they go 4 of 4 from the three in the fourth quarter, and they, you know, Ty was getting into different spots. You know, he's sitting him under the basket in dunker spots, attacking the rim, and then, you know, Windler and Ty, I thought, were the big difference from the game the other night in their performance. Yeah, we got some things to work out as a coaching staff and a playing group about how to best defend that small ball group.
Thanks, Steph, for all your work there. All thanks to basketball.com.au. Fellas, John really a masterstroke late in the game. They were dead and buried. He said, hey, big fellas, get out of there. Keanu, out of there. Small ball, and it paid off.
It did. Christian Doolittle would slide down to the 5, and then Dylan Windler, he's a mismatch down at the 4. So Dean Vickerman, we know he's got answers there. He's got to figure out a solution, but fascinating. Tough series for Rob Lowe anyway, but now they're going to play small, and makes it even harder.
And playing smaller means Jack White has to play. Now, we all want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
I just think that they have to have Jack White in order for them to win.
For sure.
He has to play his game, which is rebound and score. But if they put him to the foul line, Pete, I ask you, what's going to happen?
He's just got to step up with confidence. He's done his whole career. He's just going through a little mental thing at the free throw line right now. I'd love to see him hunt that early. Get aggressive. If they foul you in the first minute, knock 1 or 2 down, it'll take pressure off you.
Hey, I love Jack White, but if you're sitting baseline courtside at that next game 3, you better be careful. Bring a helmet, because that thing was going anywhere in that game. We got plenty more coming up next, all thanks to basketball.com.au.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
bringing Trey Kell over was something I wanted to make sure it worked no matter what. His style of play is the type of players I enjoy coaching. Clearly, I had to get to know him as a person, but I heard a ton of positive things about him. And one of the things I asked Trey was, are you able to play with Tyler? You know, because Tyler is a scorer, Trey's a scorer. And first thing he would say, for sure, I can. You know, that's something that I feel that me and him will gel together well.
When JT first called me, that was kind of like his second question, I guess. First one was, you know, I want you to be here. Do you want to be here? And second one was like, all right, how do you think you can play with Tyler? And I know how I am. Obviously, I didn't know Tyler. I didn't know Tyler, so I didn't obviously know the dynamic of how that would be, but I know I'm an unselfish player. And as soon as I signed, Tyler texted me right away, like, congrats, let's go win a championship.
Speaking of seasons, this man has been on fire.
Having Trey implemented with this team, it's been a seamless fit with the group. It really wasn't that difficult to implement his game with my game. I think our games are similar and different at the same time, and it's been fun just going through this year with him.
Watching him play this year, he had probably one of his best seasons since he's been in the NBL and made all NBL first team, so it was a great choice for both of us.
The proof is in the pudding, I guess you can say, of what I was capable of. So just excited that this year is correlating to more winning, and I'm just trying to continue that to, you know, finish off with the trophy.
Trey Kell, one of the rare cases where the trilogy is better than the original, and Tyler Harvey, a known commodity in the league. Runner-up in the MVP in his first season as he has continued to roll, and he is playing better than ever in his fifth. Peter Hooley, Leonard Cope, and all thanks to basketball.com.au. Who do you think is going to be the game breaker out of those two? Because that's most likely where it'll come from in this one.
I don't want to pick one. I think they both will because they're big guards. I keep telling you guys, there's nothing like playing as a big guard. You have to, yes, you got to play against the small guys who like to run, but you can post them up at any time. You can shoot over them at any time.
If you're the Phoenix, you've got to take one of them out. If they both have good games, the Hawks are going to win. If you can limit one of them and let the other one get off, you're going to be in a good position to win the game.
Tyler Harvey is so similar to Chris Goulding in the way that he can break the game open. You can guard him exactly how you want. 3 players, he's fallen out of bounds. He's shooting it from where we sit right now. It's a coach killer. He is a bad shot maker.
He is, and if your knee keeps banging into my knee, we're going to have some issues, man. Keep your knee to yourself. This is just what he does, man. Tyler Harvey, he's a baller, a game breaker, a killer. They did a great job in the first half, but it takes 3 minutes, and you're forever chasing your tail if you let him get off.
And the best runner in the league. He knocked that thing down with confidence, and it's hard to guard.
He certainly is. Tyler Harvey having one of his best seasons in the NBL. Many wondered whether there was going to be any Illawarra Hawks in the NBL first team. It was Trey Kell and Tyler Harvey, richly deserved, along with Coach of the Year, Justin Tatum. Matty Kay is going to take us away for the national anthem.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing. Advance Australia
A beautiful rendition of the national anthem there from Matty Kay. Now, fellas, the more I think about this game, the Illawarra Hawks obviously hunting a championship. They've already won one in their history, albeit a long time ago with Damon Lowry at the helm. He's pushing 70 now, so it's been a long, long time. For South East Melbourne, they are seen as the little brother to Melbourne United. If this team can get itself a championship, as we look through the history, 1920 did not qualify, goes all down the way. They have been there and abouts 3 times. A championship just pushes them a little bit closer to Melbourne United.
They were 1 quarter, 1 half away from getting into a championship series with that loss in COVID in 2020, 2021. So and you never guaranteed an opportunity to get here. So you need to make sure that when you do finish top 4, make a semi-final series, you give it your best shot, because it doesn't matter what happens next year. It is hard to make a semi-final series, a championship series. As soon as you get the opportunity, you've got to take it with both hands.
You know what it means? It means more fans. It means more sponsorship dollars.
That's it.
Because you're fighting against Melbourne United, who have all the fans right now. You want to fill this place up every night. Get that championship, people will come.
And as someone who's got about 30 random individual sponsorships that you keep popping up with, you know a thing or two about getting some cashies on the side, my man.
They're killing me today.
Pete, your main matchup for this one.
I've been high on it since the end of that last game. It's Geordie Hunter, one staying out of foul trouble, but him versus Sam Froling. Sam Froling did an exceptional job of causing some foul trouble from Geordie Hunter. He only had 10 and 4, but he's able to really dictate things by taking Geordie Hunter out of the game. They don't play a backup big. Majuk does not play, so if Sam Froling gets the jump on Geordie Hunter, the Hawks are going to be in the box seat.
And mine is just Joe Wieskamp. I think he has to play the way he played the other night. If they shut him down, then they got a better chance of winning. But if he gets going, like he got going the other night, the jump shot going, he's big for his size. He can score at any will. He rebounds the ball well, he'll dunk on you. If this guy can get going like he did the other night, then they got a real chance of winning this thing.
Well, the coach's whiteboard, Pete, where are we sitting with this one? Wieskamp, as we follow out these highlights right now, we forget that this guy played solid minutes, or maybe not solid minutes, but a lot of NBA time. He can stand up. We saw Windler stand up last night. There's no reason why we can't see a massive effort from Wieskamp, as you're saying right there. But your coach's whiteboard here, where are you sitting?
I mean, for Josh King, it's similar to Melbourne United last night, but you've got to embrace the moment. You've got to understand this is do or die. You've got to come out there and throw the first punch. Get Matt Hurt the ball, that's an obvious one. You've got to get your superstar involved, and he can be unguardable if he gets enough touches in the right spots and stay the course. This Illawarra team is going to make not just one, not just two, multiple different runs in the game. Weather the storm, stay the course. You've got your home fans here. Come out with a win and force a game 3.
Very good, Pete, very good. Now, for Tatum has to contain Derek Walton Jr. You can't let him get the ball and push it down the floor like he did and get other guys involved. If you do, you're in trouble. They're at home. Remember that. Secondly, you got to control the tempo. Illawarra are the best team in the league at pushing the ball and running, playing at your own pace. If they control the tempo and push the ball, they got a better chance. And post up those little guards that keep running in there. Get them, hey man, put them on the box, post them up so they can sit their ass on the bench.
You want a warpath. You want a warpath against these little guards, Leonard. That's it. The matchups are out. The stats are out. History's been told. What is going to happen tonight? Southeast Melbourne, backs against the wall. Lose everything they've built this season. For me, they've got a championship roster. It is all for nothing.
It's going to be a fascinating one, because I really do think that how well they played in Illawarra, we know that 5-minute spurt where they went down 21-0, that is very hard to overcome that mental hurdle in a 3-game series. If this is a 5-game series, I'm giving the Phoenix a big win here. It being a 3-game series and how hungry this Hawks outfit is, I think they come in here and steal this one.
Matt Hurt gets going. Southeast Melbourne get this game. The crowd's roaring, we're roaring. You got on a green suit. You look like you're playing with them. Hey, if Matt Hurt gets going, I think they win it.
Who the hell are you going for in that mustard number?
Oh, we haven't. Congratulations on the Hall of Fame, NFL Hall of Fame.
Oh, man,
funny.
We're going to end our broadcast with that terrible joke? No way, no way. For the Illawarra Hawks, they have been the benchmark for the whole year. But as we say, history rarely remembers the runner-up. They certainly don't remember who loses in this semi-final. This thing that Justin Tatum's built, this fairy tale narrative, does it come crushing down if they don't make it through this final?
No, because I think they'll go home and they'll get the job done if there's going to be a game 3. But what I love about the Hawks is they not only have been rising to the challenge, they've wanted it. They've said that it's all championship or bust. They think they're the best team in the league. They understand that they are the best team in the league, and they think they have what it takes to be a champion. Believing that and playing like that goes a long way into making it happen.
And they're loose. We're watching them mess around out here, shooting the ball, laughing and joking and having fun. If you got a team in first place and you're loose, oh boy, look out.
Hey, that is a little beach town, a steel city. They are looser than ever. The Illawarra Hawks taking on Southeast Melbourne. They currently lead the series 1-0. Win, they advance to the final. Lose for Southeast, they go home. Elimination basketball for Southeast coming up now.
The sandpit is sold out. It's semi-final, Hungry Jacks NBL. Walton Jr kicks it out for Wieskamp. Can Southeast Melbourne win a shootout against the Hawks? Now Derek Walton Jr, eyes on the clock, gets the ball on Wieskamp. There's an exclamation mark. There is the icing on a Back-to-back bombs from Tyler Harvey. And in the blink of an eye, Tyler Harvey says, let's lock it up. The frustration levels rise for the Phoenix.
Illawarra taking control. Tyler Harvey busting out this third quarter.
And all of a sudden, Southeast Melbourne are in quicksand and Illawarra are unstoppable. And the Illawarra Hawks go one up in their playoff series against Southeast Melbourne.
It's advantage Illawarra's game 2 in this semi-final series sees us move from the sandpit to the fire pit. The Southeast Melbourne Phoenix trying to keep their season alive. The Phoenix fans have turned out in their droves, doing their best to ensure that the Heartland still has a pulse at the end of these 2 hours. Welcome into John Cain Arena. Joel Peterson alongside Beck Allen and Andrew Gaze. This is a do-or-die semi-final for Josh King and his men, Beck. The stakes are very clear.
I mean, the stakes are high for sure. They need to get this win. This is going to be huge for them. We've seen that they can keep together in these big moments. They've always been known as those underdogs, but they've really thrived in these moments. So for now, they're on their home court. This is their time to get the fans on their backs and get this game ahead of themselves.
They've rolled their way into this playoff series, have the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. For the Illawarra Hawks, Drewy, they are right where they want to be. They win game 1 at home. They come here with an opportunity to close the series out.
Yeah, and it was, I think, a lot closer game than the score indicated in regards to the competitiveness of it. If it wasn't for a 21-0 run, then that game could have easily been reversed. So there's not much between these two teams, and the home court is going to be big.
It was the biggest run by any team in any game so far this season. The Hawks put together in that third term. Matt Hurt, well, his absence in a way, Beck, was a key on Friday night. Just the 6 shots, the fewest he's taken all season. What do they do today to get him more involved?
I mean, exactly right. He was obviously frustrated after that game, and there is no way that Matt Hurt can only be having 6 shots for the game, but that is also the way that Illawarra defended him. They made everything tough, but it's a two-way street. He also needs to work hard to get open for those possessions, and his team needs to look for him.
And Tyler Harvey, 24 points, Drewy. He really keyed that third quarter run for the Illawarra Hawks, and he's always such a threat.
Yeah, he was big, and he didn't do it all that efficiently. Only 7 of 19, but it was from the three-point line where he's special. 4 of 9. That's some outstanding shooting from beyond the arc, and he can beat you in so many different ways. He can make the crazy three. He finds a way to get space where others seem to struggle, and he has possibly the best floater game, just like that you saw on the screen, in the history of the NBL, and that is a long, rich history.
Yeah, he's a special talent, Tyler Harvey. He's going to be great to watch this afternoon. Well, Southeast Melbourne need to find some motivation. That man is going to be at the centre of it all, Geordie Hunter. He is mic'd up for us in today as we take you in the zone, thanks to Harvey Norman.
Good? Ready to go? Staying out there tonight for you. Thanks, matey. You're the man. That means a lot. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming, guys. You this one as well?
Thanks, man.
Easy. Thanks for coming, guys. Enjoy the game. Come on. Yes, sir. Come on.
Man of the people is Geordie Hunter. He's be hoping that there's no thanks for coming at the end of the day for the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. Josh King's starting lineup is the same as it was on Friday night for the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. Geordie Hunter, Derek Walton Jr, Nathan Soapy, Joe Wieskamp and Matt Hurt. Drewy, they are 0-5 when they have started that lineup this season.
Well, that's not encouraging. Maybe they haven't done a deep dive into the data, because that would be a strong motivation not to run with it. I guess the asterisk next to that is Derek Walton Jr.'s missed a fair chunk of the season, and what we saw with him coming back, he got fatigued, but when he was in good condition, he was explosive in that first half, so they need to get a lot more out of him.
Conversely, this lineup is 12-5 on the season, and it's been really, since Mason Peatling stepped in, so consistent for the Hawks there.
Yeah, he's been great, but also that dynamic duo that we've been speaking about in Tyler Harvey and Trey Cal. When they get going, the both of them scoring, they are hard to stop, especially when this side loves to play at pace.
Well, they're in that bright red uniform they wore at Hoops Fest in their first game against the Cairns Taipans. It was a 27-point win when they started their season. Both of these teams have taken an unconventional path to be here, but even in the road less travelled, you get to a junction at some point. Can the Phoenix keep their season alive, or will the Hawks progress to a grand final series? We are underway in Game 2 of the semi-finals in Hungry Jack's NBL 25, and the home team, with their fans on their feet, will start with the rock, and it was never going to take long for Matt Hurt to get involved.
I mean, how good is it to see that, him getting the opening buckets of the game? That has to be a confidence builder for him and his team.
And that doesn't happen by accident. That's a drawn-up play to get him going, and trying to erase the memory of the last. And he points to Josh King to say, thank you, coach, for calling that play for me. And it was a nice make too. A lot of made about the shot attempts, but I don't think enough credit given to Illawarra's defense on an all-star in the competition. They shut him out of the game. It wasn't just the Phoenix shutting him out of the game. Oh dear.
Only Swakala-Bullock misses one he probably thought he would have had underneath. Sloby keeps it alive.
Blocked by the ring. Blocked himself.
Jammed it.
Justin Tatum said they had some nerves and jitters in Game 1. Maybe they have in Game 2. Wieskamp collects his own miss, goes back up with it. Hunter trying to tip it home. Kell controls the rebound, coming off a double-double in Game 1. Former South East Melbourne Phoenix player, of course, played for them in that play-in qualifier a couple of seasons ago. They lost to the Wildcats, and they are on the board, the Hawks. They tie it at 2 after a minute.
They're explosive. They're the highest scoring team in the competition and the most efficient. They shoot it at the best percentage, and you need to guard them. In that first 8 seconds, they are willing to put it to the deck and get to the rim or shoot the 3-ball.
Hurt had it, lost it, found Sobey in the corner.
You know what I love about that offense is they went back to that first opening play and they got a different look out of it. That's where Matt Hurt really uses his IQ to find the open man, because he is getting doubled.
Great to have experience at the top levels with Beck Allen and Andrew Gaze in commentary this afternoon, and there's that patented move from Tyler Harvey, the lefty floater falls.
He makes it look easy. He's moving away from the basket. To have the touch to do that around the rim is extraordinary talent.
Hunter hit an early 3 on Friday night, can't connect there. 2-2 on the season series, these two teams. Hunter with a big block, coming across from the weak side. That time, Swakala-Bullock denied in emphatic fashion. Sobey steps into one. That's well short. Harvey on the outlet, underneath to Froling.
Sam Froling's another one that I feel that we need to speak about. When he gets going early as well, he is so great for the group, because ultimately as a defender, he's that last line of defense, but when he gets going offensively, God, he's good to have on your side.
Walton Jr. baseline jumper, rounded out.
You see they're prepared to give him the 3. Quite an extraordinary stat. You see Trey Curl with an early pull-up, but Greg Walton Jr., it's an extraordinary stat that he's missed his last. Now, the 18 three-point field goal attempts from the three-point line, which is, for a man of his quality, against Illawarra, that is. So, for whatever Illawarra are doing, and it looks like they're giving him some space, almost encouraging him to take the 3, but he is a quality shooter that... surprisingly, the tactic seems to be effective against the Hawks.
Something about those Hawks jerseys in whatever colour they are. Hurt barrels over Harvey, steps back and cans a triple. He has not been shooting a 3-ball well, Matt Hurt. 4 of 39 since round 13. He hit 1 of 7 in this postseason. He gets that to go and comes up on the defensive end with a big play. Wieskamp on the drive, challenged by Froling, foul.
Now, some teams you play against, you take a look at the Amy replay, and there you see Matt Hurt and just Tyler Harvey getting tangled up in his own feet. But Wieskamp is an interesting one against, for the season, he's only averaging 10 points a game, thereabouts. But against the Illawarra Hawks, 18 points a game. I mean, extraordinary difference between what he does throughout the course of the season And when he lights up against the Illawarra Hawks,
just 22 his season best, he's done it twice against the Hawks.
Yeah, which is, I mean, sometimes you have those teams for whatever it is, the matchup, the style of play that a team plays, but he just loves playing against the Hawks.
He does like playing against them, but I like how he gets his shots as well. It's not all in the same way. It's his off-ball movement. I really like his back cuts, his backdoor cuts, and his use of not having the ball in his hands.
So he pokes it loose. Phoenix by 4 early. Good up-tempo, energetic start. Sobey driving inside, goes the reverse. Would have been pretty had it fallen. Here Justin Tatum urging his team to look after the rock. Darius Days, some early minutes and an early three.
He hardly played in game one.
Not many minutes at all.
Spent a lot of time this season on the sidelines with injury.
He changes from Justin Tatum, working with Lee and Days out there, alongside Callan, Froling. Lee down low to Froling, matched up with Wieskamp. Likes the look of the matchup. Unfinished with the left hand. Swakala Bullock recovers it. Around and out. Froling again. Gives the Hawks back the lead.
This is something that they really do need to control, those second chance points. And I think that's one of their keys for this game, is limiting those offensive boards for Illawarra.
King spoke with some real frustration in the aftermath Friday night about just that.
They gave up 15 offensive boards. That's
too many.
Too many, and they lost the rebound count overall.
Part of that 21-0 run in the third quarter as Walton Jr is fouled. What kind of condition do you think he'd be in coming into this one, Drewy? Felix spoke about it in the pre-game show. You know, hadn't played in so long, so he would have been fresh, but second up is a different story.
Yeah, I don't think you like that type of freshness at this stage of the season when you missed the last quarter or so, or almost half the season he spent on the sidelines because of that hamstring injury. And to come into a playoff atmosphere where the intensity is it's a good 15 to 20% up on what you'd normally have throughout most regular season games. So it does put a lot of stress on it, but he's experienced, he's been around a long time, he's a final MVP. And the thing about it is that he makes things happen. He creates for others. Leonard Cochran mentioned in the pre-game show how it's not just about the scoring with him, it's how he runs the team, sets the tempo, and finds people.
Yeah. It is interesting, though, when you bring such a big piece back into the lineup, though, because there's adjustments on both ends with all your teammates as well.
Well into the game now for the Phoenix. Hickey out there gets run over by Wieskamp.
Foxwell's going to be disruptive. That's what he does so well defensively. He likes to get up full court. Makes it a bit annoying for them when they're trying to bring the ball up.
Davo Hickey is one of the great stories in recent times in the NBL, from where he's come and his pathway to get an opportunity that he has. And I think he's one of those players, and this is not being disrespectful to him at all, that he has found the perfect situation for the structure and game style that the Illawarra Hawk plays. It fits perfectly in what he can bring to the table. And the 9 rebounds in game 1 was superb. And he's found a home. Comes up short on that one.
He was the hero of the semi-final series last year against Melbourne in the game that they won. Sobey forcing his way inside. 4 lead changes so far in this opening frame. Hickey underneath, finds Lee in the corner. Good man to have it in the hands of. Unfinished on that occasion. Joel Peterson, Beck Allen, Andrew Gaze, Steph Baumgartel with you. Felix Copes and Halls back at halftime to break down the action. I think you're enjoying the coverage of Sunday Hoops. Battle for the loose ball as Days and Hurt go at it.
Days just held him back. He's going to get called for the foul. Stop Matt Hurt from getting there.
If I'm Matt Hurt right now and I have Days on me, I think I would be attacking him every single time. Just in terms of laterally, his defense hasn't really been sharp.
Yeah, the other thing I like about Matt Hurt as well is he plays a lot in that middle third of the floor, the pick and pop. He can put it to the floor, like you say, and get to the rim. But I also like him just throwing it in on the low post. Go to work. Because he's got some creativity with his footwork, and he finds people. I don't know if maybe that's something else that they can look at to help get him going.
Josh King barking out the instructions to his team, making them aware how long's left on the shot clock. South East Melbourne trying to keep their season alive. The Hawks trying to advance to a first grand final series almost 8 years to the day since their last grand final game on the 5th of March 2017. They lost that championship series to Perth. Looking to get back there for their first title since 2001. Step back from Foxwell from a mile downtown is no good. Glover getting set to check in for the Phoenix. Olbrich out there and into the action for the Hawks. Spinning inside and finishing with class.
He always has good minutes. Sorry, he always has good minutes when he comes in, takes Sam Froling out of the lineup, and he just keeps that high intensity going. But he's such a young player with such a good future ahead of him.
21, Lockie Olbrich as Matt Hurd underneath. He's spinning his way inside. Basket won't count, but he will step to the free throw line. 14 apiece, 3:32 remaining in this first period. Matt Hurd going to the free throw line. Predict the perfect NBL 25 bracket. Your chance to win a jersey signed by the NBL 25 champions or an NBL store jersey. Head to nbl.com.au/win or scan the QR code to play.
Well, I like these Illawarra jerseys. The red's really popping. I like the piping down the side.
Ooh, got the approval, got the Gazy approval.
The candy apple red.
Yeah, nice.
It's simplistic.
It is vibrant, that's for sure. They are a team that, leans into wearing jerseys they've had some success in. They did it last season and it worked very well for them. Days underneath with real strength. Darius Days. So nice, he did it twice.
He did, and this is a huge bonus if they can get him going after missing big chunks of the season as well. He averaged 11 on the season and really efficient, 50% from the field, 33 from the three-point line. But just that bulk that he's able to bully his way to the rim and earns a three-point opportunity. Didn't have a stat the other night, played 4.5 minutes. It was just zeros all the way across.
Think back to that first game of the season when they wore these jerseys. He had 20 and 12, really burst onto the scene. Been a bit hit or miss throughout. Hopefully they can hit today. Harvey with the takeaway. 5 lead changes in the opening term. Lee going to the line after he takes some contact.
I just love the ball movement in that transition play. The way that they just know where their teammates are and that ball is literally on a string. They're all connected. I love when they're playing out in transition.
Well, they do it well in transition with the pace they play. And they lead the competition, as I said before, in field goal percentage. Also lead the competition in rebound percentage, so they're able to get out in transition and create those opportunities. But as you watch this game, I don't know if there is a team in the NBL right now that spaces the floor as well as the Illawarra Hawks in the half court. They're deep in those corners. They know what to do, and the penetration and the kick out, because they are so unselfish, creates those good scoring opportunities, good field goal attempts, and as such, their percentages are reflected in it.
Yeah.
Rick Hayes and Beck Allen in expert commentary this afternoon. 3-point lead to the Hawks. Just under 3 minutes remaining in the opening term. Game 2 of the NBL semi-final series. We've already got one of these series going to Game 3. Melbourne and Perth will be back here on Tuesday. Hickey behind the back at midcourt. Days fouled by Lewis. And South East Melbourne in the bonus, so it'll be free throws for Darius Days.
Well, that's a bad move. I thought that Lewis had decent position.
I really thought he had good position.
And then Days just gets his arms underneath and draws the foul. Well done by Days. See here.
Second on the league, Lewis.
See how he's just sliding around and just he's able to wave his arms around to draw the foul.
hamstring. January 20 against Brisbane. Darius Days played just for 2 minutes on that night. 4.5 as Nick and Drewy told you a couple of moments ago on Friday. It's already played nearly exactly that. He's got 8 points in the early going here to go with 4 rebounds. 5-point lead to the Hawks. 20 plays 15. 2.5 remaining in the opening frame. Foxwell zips inside.
They've done this, and we haven't even seen Blanchfield yet, who was a star in game 1. Came out with 16 points and was really efficient. He's 4 of 9 for the 3. Yeah, he hasn't even seen any time yet.
Lockie Olbrich couldn't finish the first time, then he goes over the back of the head and is fouled.
I mean, this is two teams that really do use their depth, but it is interesting what you see nowadays. He's playing more minutes. He's looking like the X factor right now for Illawarra. But yeah, like you said, Blanchfield had a great first game. I'm surprised.
This is the strength, I think, of Illawarra. You go in and Josh King would have done his scout, prepared everything, and now they're able to throw a different lineup that upsets the rhythm.
There's our Pump by Reebok influencer seats. Lucas Ivkovic on the far right and Eunice Wani, who is second from the left. They have 13.5 combined million. 13.5 million TikTok followers.
TikTok.
As Lockie Olbrich gives away burgers, the code word is board. Jump on the NBL app, enter the code word, head to your Victorian Hungry Jack's outlet before 6 o'clock tomorrow and tell them Lachlan sent you.
Yeah, that's an area of his game that he needs to work on. He's just marginally above 50% on the season.
Better field goal percentage than a free throw percentage for Lockie Olbrich.
And playoffs can bring out some strange behaviours from players. I hate to harp on it, but what we saw from Jack White over the first 2 games from the free throw line, where a guy who's a pretty good, not a bad free throw shooter, just something goes on and that little voice in your head can really mess with you.
Doesn't that mental side of the game, it's big, but when you get to that free throw line and you're panicking, I was feeling for Jack White in that game.
It's the worst.
The last 2 games.
The absolute worst feeling in sport when that rim looks like a thimble. And you're looking at this ball and you go, what the hell am I doing?
Gosh.
This thing does not fit.
Worse than standing over a 3-footer, Gazy, on the golf course.
That's true.
Angus Glover playing some good defense at the other end, having just brought up his 1,000th career point in the NBL at the free throw line. And the offensive foul for the Hawks. Coming back with Southeast Melbourne here. 1-point game, minute and a half to go in this opening term. We've had 5 lead changes in the early going. Walton Jr to make it 6. A little bit strong. Cal Harvey throwing Blanchfield and Hickey out there as Tyler Harvey scythes his way inside.
And that's another example of the spacing. You've got a shooter in the corner and he's reluctant to come off and give some help, and the penetration by Harvey with no help, that's going to be advantage Harvey every single time.
Now Sobey at the other end finishes.
I mean, harping on that point as well, as we know that he loves that crossover to get to the rim as well, so it's knowing your scout a little bit better too.
Getting set to check in for the Phoenix. Stays has 8 points to lead the Hawks in scoring. Nathan Sobey's got 7 to pace the Phoenix. 22-21. Tyler Harvey watching the seconds wind down. Down to 4. The runner, no good. Wieskamp with the rebound among a tangle of bodies. Sobey. Tough finish from Nathan Sobey, who jogs back to midcourt nonchalantly. And now he will send his side to the free throw line and try and make it a 2-point spread.
He's been strong, 4 of 6. And then just to get it to clunk on the back of the rim and softly fall in. I'll give him 100, 1,000 more goes at that, to have that just so softly come off the back of the rim, and I reckon he might make 10.
No problem with the free throw for Nathan Sobey. Across there, past 6 home games, 38 of 38 at the free throw line, the Phoenix. In his home building, doesn't often miss from there. 5-second difference shot to game clock. Harvey lost it, got it back, tries the circus shot. Can't hit, but he will go to the free throw line for the Hawks. He can tie it up with 10 seconds to go.
That is disappointing for Phoenix, because that was good team defense. You know, you want to be rewarded in those moments, and then the ball just fell into the wrong hands, but that was good team D until that last point.
Now, this is a guy you don't want on the free throw line. He's almost 90%, or rounded up, he is 90% for the season, although he did miss one in the last game.
Second best rate in the competition, Tyler Harvey.
83% on his career, and that's on decent volumes too. So he's very reliable from the three-point line. Free throw line, I should say, and the three-point line for that matter.
Happy pick with Tyler Harvey, as long as he's getting his shot up. That's generally pretty good stuff. 10 seconds to go. Tied ball game in this opening term, just as we expected. Game 2 is delivering early, and Derek Walton Jr. trying to give his side the advantage to quarter time. We get there and they cannot be split. Season on the line for the Phoenix. Hawks trying to progress to a grand final series, and we are all tied up at the end of one in the fire pit. It's 24 apiece.
Good job. Watch your terror. Good, just stay under everything. Hey, get up! Come on!
As we listen to Geordie Hunter there, thanks to Harvey Norman in the zone. Welcome back to John Cain Arena. I was just listening in to Justin Tatum. He says it was a good 10 minutes. Let's get smarter at the defensive end. He says Phoenix do start to look frustrated though.
Thank you, Steph. That'll certainly frustrate Josh King. The Phoenix, a bucket to start this second term for the Illawarra Hawks. Number 1 seed coming into this NBL final series. Nathan Sobey, leading scorer on the floor in that opening term. He goes flying into the camera operator on the baseline, and he can step to the free throw line.
Well, Josh King had some looks and some words to the officials during that timeout break. Sam McKinnon just tried to settle him down because he was frustrated at some of the non-calls down this end of the floor. And Sobey gets a call going to the rim on that occasion.
That's not a foul. That you can't. If you call that, that has to be a foul. That's my point. If you call the last foul on Harvey, then that has to be a foul on D-Wall. It's my only thing.
For me, this one he's in front. Now D-Wall's behind him. That's why they're different.
Griggle and King discussing things.
Well, that was a glimpse of the conversation with perhaps a few more nouns and adjectives than at the quarter-time break. Great.
A little less colourful. On that occasion, he's rolling. Beautiful spin move inside, gets to his spot. Called for an offensive foul.
Strong move, quick spin, and must have been the extension of the left arm. It's copped Geordie Hunter on the snoz. And that's a good call.
You see that, yeah. It's funny with the slow replay, it really does help you see it. I thought he was unlucky. But that fend off, yeah, you can't extend like that.
What a luxury it is to have both Froling and Lockie Olbrich on the same team, that they can tag team each other, come in and out. You don't really lose a whole lot. They do it differently, but they're both very impactful the way they play.
And Hurt underneath. He gets that to roll home. And that'll continue to build confidence in the big man, who is so dangerous when he gets going. Southeast Melbourne with back-to-back buckets. The big fella off to the free throw line.
This is an interesting move to have Todd Blanchfield on him. And gee, from that angle, it didn't look like Todd Blanchfield did a whole lot wrong. Slides his feet. And looks like Matt Hurt was the one with a lot of that contact.
It's a great finish though, isn't it? And seeing like a four-man with handles like that, it's not, he's rare, I feel. He's rare in this league in particular too, but it's his three levels of scoring, inside the paint, from the three-point line, mid-range. It's impressive.
It's this end of the floor where Matt Hurt's going to be tested, because he's got a three-point shooter and he's guarding Todd Blanchfield. That'll drag him away from the basket.
Offline with his triple. Sobey pushing the tempo at the other end. Wieskamp, a wide open look. And a wide miss. Michael Bullock off to Blanchfield. Hunter rips down the rebound. Board of the game for Geordie Hunter. Sobey drops the shoulder into Squackle Bullock. Offensive foul. Fair to say, Nathan Sobey doesn't agree with the call.
He's having a good game. He's 12 points, 4 of 6, and there's contact there. And one of that, it is the hardest call in the game you have to make, the block charge.
A few harder ways to officiate in all of sport. Widgeon calls the whistle here. Rebound.
Drake Hell is still yet to score at this point in the game, and it's just surprising. They do need to get him going. They need to get him some looks, because that just helps the whole team.
3 attempts for Trey Kell, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. What kind of things, how would you be looking to maybe get him involved? What kind of things are you running for him?
Sometimes it is just to touch the ball, come off the on-ball, but just having that duo between him and Harvey just to get a feel for the game offensively, I think.
Sobey checks out and takes a behaviour warning with him. Olbrich underneath, over the top of Hunter, no good. Rebound falls to Glover. The Wollongong product against his former side. His new home digs. Phoenix by 3. Hurt. Another 3 ball.
You can't block that, can you? It's such a high release.
It's a funky shooting technique, and he gets it right behind his right ear. Have a look. That's really hard to contest, and now that he's made a couple, it changes the way you've got to play him.
So an 8-0 run for the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix to the Tangerine timeout. 32-26 pre-game. Steph caught up with Derek Walton Jr. to talk about their star, Matt Hurt.
They did a pretty good job of locking down Matt Hurt on Friday night. How do you limit that today and make sure that he gets the ball?
I think it was more so I take a little bit of responsibility. I think I got to give him a little more involved, being the play caller, but they did a good job, obviously, just trying to limit him from what he's used to getting and obviously what he likes to do. But I know what he's capable of, but I don't think he'll be able to do it twice.
Game 2 in front of your home fans here, how much will they help turn things around for you guys as well?
Me especially, I haven't played in a while, so I'm excited to be in front of them. But obviously, in the playoff setting, it's always good to have people, and obviously the home crowd around you, give you extra juice. And the Bobbles, we always use it like a 6-man, so we're excited to play in front of these guys today.
It was the second quarter where he came to life and had 8 assists on Friday night, Derek Walton Jr. And so far, the South East Melbourne Phoenix with an 8-0 run have a 6-point lead. It's been a very bright spark. And tell you what, seeing that man drop shots like that 3-ball, Matt Hurt, Casey, that will fill Josh King with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a chess match that's going on now. We saw Tatum go with a smaller lineup with Todd Blanchfield out there and thinking that, try and stretch it and see if you can get Todd going like they did the other night. It hasn't worked. He brought Days back in, and Matt Hurt's got it going.
Searching for what's going to work at the moment is Justin Tatum. Most often in his NBL coaching career, he's found it.
That's a good look by Trey Curl. He just short-armed it.
Glover for 3. Angus Glover with a hand in the face. 11-0 South East Melbourne run, giving the Hawks a bit of their own medicine. Days comes up empty, and the foul on the rebound battle. Walton Jr. limps away toward the tunnel. Have a look at that last offensive possession on the Amy replay.
Yeah, I love that, honestly, for Glover. He's just such a solid player. He's a great shooter, but when he's really looking for his own as well, I just love when he's feeling confident on the court.
Third foul on Darius Days on that last trip down for the Hawks. Justin Tatum rolling with him at the moment. Swakala Bullock pokes it away, and Lockie Olbrich has the rim at his mercy. Angus Glover back the other way in a flash. Both teams up tempo and wanting to run now. Harvey sees a look that he likes. There aren't many that he doesn't.
Did that touch the backboard? Did I see that correctly? Or?
I'm not sure, but it was a good move. Phoenix wanted a timeout. Josh King a little upset at his own bench for not calling it quick enough. They're on top of it. All's well that ends well. He got what he wanted.
He came bounding down toward us. He was vociferous in his request for the timeout. 37-31, 6:22 remaining. It's been all the South East Melbourne Phoenix in this second term so far. 13-7. Justin Tatum's got some work to do. Let's listen into him.
Glover, guys, get straight downhill. Stop the ball first, man. Stop the ball first. I mean, you were back, but somebody got to come cut the ball off. We're running right past it. Let's go delay zoom down on this back end. Enter through T-roll side. And Trey, you act like you're coming off the screen, or Swat, you come back off of it. Get downhill, all right? Trust me, get your legs up on yourself, knock the shots down. But if they help, TB, you can sit up here and stagger for T-roll or not slip.
I'm coming off. Stand right fucking there and try to stand there. If they're going to help, and I'm going to keep it with
You got to set the screen, though. Fuck this ghost shit.
So South East Melbourne 37 to Illawarra 31. Live reaction from Justin Tatum. You can see the urgency and what this means to both of these teams. South East Melbourne got out to a sizable advantage, a 9-point lead at game high, and the Hawks have been able to hang a couple back at the other end.
And what he was talking about with the ghost stuff is that he actually wants them to go set the screen and stay on it and use the screen rather than the screener coming and slipping out of it. He wants to see more collisions on those on-ball screens.
Very high-class paraphrasing from you, Andrew Gaze. Matt Hurt gets 2 more to go. He's got 14 points. He took 6 field goal attempts in the whole game on Friday. He's 5 of 6 this afternoon. Harvey trying to work his magic. Really good stuff from Swakala Bullock underneath.
The offensive board's becoming an issue again in this one. Overall, they lead the rebound count 17-14, but they've got 6 now on the O blast. And Matt Hurt is on a heater, and no matter who they're throwing at him, he's finding a way to get the basket. Either the 3-ball or he puts it to the deck. And that's too much space for a guy who's already knocked down a couple.
I think you've just got to also trust your feet a little bit, get closer. You can't give them that amount of space that you were just talking about then, but also you have to trust your other defenders. You're not an island defending him on your own. You got to trust that your other teammates are in the gaps.
Hunter's able to point down. Now on that last play as well on Geordie Hunter on the rebound. Foxwell scoots up the 4. He's fouled. What a quarter this has been so far from the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix.
Well, that's the other thing Tatum was talking about in that last time out. Your pickup points and getting the ball carrier, making sure you keep him in front. Wasn't a bad effort, just the pace of Foxwell. When you're running backwards trying to stop a real quick guard, it's not easy to keep them in front at this level.
Now, Phoenix in the bonus for 5 minutes and 17 seconds in this second quarter. 10-point lead is a new game high. Foxwell sees 10 and raises it. 44-33. Joel Peterson, Beck Allen, Andrew Gay, Steph Baumgartl with you. Kevin Schwanhoff, Pete Hawley, Leonard Copeland back with you at halftime. Thanks to basketball.com.au to break all of this down.
Well, what they hopefully will be identifying is too the ball pressure. Been a lot of deflections by the Phoenix. They'll be happy with the way in which that they're making every pass contested.
Now lowers the shoulder. Phoenix back the other way with the numbers advantage. Wieskamp inside, lays it home.
How great the way that they're just running off these stops as well. You can just tell they have full control of the tempo right now.
Full control of most facets. Blanchfield tries to wrestle some of it back.
Big bucket by Blanchfield. Just starting to skip away from the Hawks. Back to 10.
Tatum praised his experience in his communication. Todd Blanchfield in 2 of the big reasons. He's been a big part of the back end of the season for the Hawks. Foxwell pulls down his own miss. Outside the Glover, leaves it short. Kenyon dives on the loose ball. Foxwell one way, the other, no good. Couple of opportunities go begging for the team in green. Cal rumbles inside and gets a call.
And this is big for Trey Kell. He's been in a bit of a funk this game so far. 0 of 4 from the field, not getting all that cleaner looks. He did have that one mid-ranger, and this time just works his way to the free throw line, and nothing better than when you're struggling to get to the free throw line, you see a couple go in. Just to ease the anxiety ever so slightly.
NBL app is the only place to get all the latest breaking news direct to your device. Get all features, Damon Lowry's Who You Are and Harden Up NBL now. All great behind-the-scenes content. The App Store or Google Play, download it now and get closer to the action than ever before.
Oh, gee. It's always good to work your way there if you make them.
At least one went down.
Convincing from Drake Albert. Makes the back end. Back to single figures with 4 minutes to go in this second period. Game 2 of this semi-final series. Win for the Phoenix to stay alive. Win for the Hawks. They're through to the grand final. Glover, no good. Kenyon, tough underneath. Puts it back in. Foul on the play.
Kenyon, I love the effort on the own boards.
Yeah, yes.
But just doesn't get the reward. Gets called for the pushing foul. Just taking Blanchfield out of the contest.
But he's playing hard, isn't he?
Yeah, that's what he does.
Playing hard, yeah.
10 minutes a game this season for Matt Kenyon. His 23 appearances. Have another look here.
Yeah, that's a foul.
Todd Blanchfield steps to the other end and misses the first. Game number 433 for this man in his 16th season.
It's starting to become an issue now, Joel. It's 8 of 15. at 53%, as opposed to 13 of 14 for the Phoenix.
It's very much an issue, Drewy. Greeter with the takeaway. The flying mullet comes speeding up the floor and finishes with some class. Dan Greeter on the reverse.
The flying mullet.
Oh, locks only some of us can dream of, Beth. Joe Wieskamp challenged by Cal at the rim. No good. And the Hawks are clawing their way back. They've got the talons out. Not that time for Cal, who is 0 of 5. He's left a few quite a long way short. Hurt has been unguardable. Another foul on the loose ball.
22, one is off. 2 shots.
Going on Peatling. Another trip to the line here for the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. Kenyon comes out. Lewis into the game. Joe Wieskamp also takes a seat. Matt Hurt's got 17 points to lead all scorers. No Hawks in double figures so far. Both teams shooting the exact same from the field. 14 of 34 apiece.
Yeah, well, 7 points there just from the free throw line that's gone begging for the Hawks. And I think they're doing a good job of managing Derek Walton Jr.'s minutes. Comes back in for this last 3 minutes, you suspect, and he's played 10, or just a little under 10 so far. So being a little bit more cautious to try and see him out, because when the game was on the line the other night with a couple of minutes to go, he was cooked.
Yeah.
And actually asked to come out of the game. So just trying to manage him a little bit better in this one.
What a contrast it is at the free throw line. Phoenix 15 of 16, Hawks 8 of 15. The margin is 9 points. Hickey comes up empty. Lewis pushes the pace at the other end. Glover. Now Walton Jr. Hurt's got the mismatch that he wants. Spinning, firing, not hitting. 2.5 left in this first half of basketball in game 2 of the semi-final series. And this Phoenix crowd trying to urge their team on to stay alive. Lewis comes over the top of Peatling, and that does get a call.
It's his 3rd foul. He's been a bit unlucky. He's been a bit of foul trouble with that, but that was just a great pause there before going up for that shot, drawing that foul. It was that experience.
I'm not sure why Josh King wouldn't have pulled the trigger on him.
Right.
He's kept him in there. Hasn't been all that effective since being out there. Lewis yet to take a shot. He's got the 1 rebound and the 3 fouls. The thing about Lewis, he can be so valuable because he's versatile on the defensive end. He can guard really 1 through 5 at a stretch.
3 blocks on Friday night.
That's a bad foul.
Yeah, it's not a smart foul at all.
Another end of the floor. Yeah, you want to get up, put some ball pressure on, but can't afford to be fouling at the other end of the floor.
Greeter comes out of the game. It's Derek Walton Jr. to the free throw line. He misses the first. So it's catching on at both ends now. 15 points, 11 assists. Had 9 in the first half on Friday night. Southeast Melbourne by 7 with 2:11 remaining in this first half. Go anywhere at half-time. Pete Hawley, Lennart Copeland alongside Felix von Hoff to break it all down thanks to basketball.com.au. Al Peterson, Beck Allen, Andrew Gaze and Steph Baumgartel with you in commentary. Sunday afternoon hoops in the Hungry Jacks NBL and a do-or-die game 2 for the Phoenix. Hickey inside, friendly roll and a tough finish. Lead back to 6 now for Southeast Melbourne. Foxwell for 3. That's no good. Tied at quarter time at 24 apiece. It was great energy from Glover.
Great footwork. Great footwork creating that space. He almost had the first one with the first step through and he went back through.
Tatum's running out of people to try on Hurt. Everyone's had a go. That line time, Peatling wasn't able to slide his feet and keep in front.
10 points on Friday. He's already got 19. Matt Hurt on 7 of 10 shooting. Offensive foul against Tyler Harvey.
That's frustration, that was.
That's his third.
Well, he's sounds like Tatum's trying to get a tech foul to make a point.
Say something.
Lee, let's go.
There's a behaviour warning he copped.
Somebody wait for me to say something. Powered ass.
Walking the tightrope.
Things that are said in the emotion of the contest.
51-43. Phoenix in front. Hurt looking for 21. 19 already in the game. Under a minute to go in the half. Hickey, Peatling, great find. Timeout, Phoenix. Tangerine timeout, 51-45. 46.6 seconds remaining in this first half. The Illawarra Hawks trying to close the gap toward half-time. Avo Hickey always provides so much energy for this Hawks team. Steph Baumgartel caught up with him earlier.
A win today sends you straight through to the championship. What would that mean to this group?
For this group, like not just the group, like the whole Illawarra community, right? Like, haven't been in a final since 2017. So this here would be massive, and we all understand the gravity of what this game means, so we're coming in very locked in, you know.
Does it add to the pressure of a game like today?
Nah, it's just basketball at the end of the day, you know. Come out, do your job, everything will take care of itself.
So the Phoenix have owned this second term, 27 points to 21. Got a Tangerine timeout with 46 seconds remaining.
Well, they've done a good job to hang in here, the Illawarra Hawks. You shoot yourself in the foot with 10 of 17 from the free throw line, and perhaps not all that happy with the way some of the calls are going, but it's the sign of a really good, mature team when you're able to see through. We saw that last night. I mean, that was there for everyone to see when I think it was either the biggest or the second biggest comeback in the season. So you can't take anything for granted, and they just have a way of getting it done, the Illawarra Hawks. They're really impressive.
Yeah, I mean, they're a team that are able to make adjustments as well, and you saw in the first time they played each other at halftime, they adjusted how they played defense. You know, so I think they're the teams that really come out and win. They can win championships, they can win playoff games.
This is, the Illawarra Hawks to me are one of the most complete, balanced lineups you'd want. They're Matty Campbell and the staff have done a tremendous job putting this team together. It is really well balanced and got coverage at every position.
They've got shooting everywhere as well. Lee not on that occasion. Walton Jr stepped on the line. Tyler Harvey's checked back into the game for these final few seconds as well, with 3 fouls to his name.
I think he figures, well, only got to have one defensive set, and we want him out there for the offense, so he's prepared to risk it.
And here is Tyler Harvey. I'll prove the point of why you have him out there. He might still get a chance. Cal for 3. He's had a cold first half, Trey Cal.
Another offensive board.
Avo Hickey keeps it alive. And again, Hickey fighting for it. Another chance for the Hawks almost. That one will count.
Yeah. I wanted it for him because he worked so hard for all those second chance opportunities.
Well, it must have been just the contact with the net. There we see it. This one here, it's just sitting on there.
Yeah.
And it's the contact with the net. You saw that in the game last night as well. Didn't really have an impact, I don't think, on whether it was going to go in or not. But hard for the officials to ignore it.
Wild sequence as we tick down to half-time. Bulls Copes, Felix just around the corner thanks to basketball.com.au. Can the Felix get, or the Phoenix get a bucket going into the half here? Derek Walton Jr fires one up. And Southeast Melbourne, facing elimination, go to half-time with the lead, 51-47. They head the Illawarra Hawks at the half and put together a very good second term to lead by 4. Let's get down to Steph Baumgartel.
Thanks, Joel. I've got Nathan Sobey with me. You've pulled away to finish the half. What are you liking about your start?
I think we had good pace, good rhythm there for a little bit of it, but we're going to come up with the boards. We can't let them back in the game with 4 or 5 offensive rebounds on that final play.
We saw a third quarter burst for the Hawks in game 1. How do you prevent them from doing that today?
Yeah, we just got to do with our game plan like we were doing in the first half and knuckle down and be ready. We know they're going to throw a punch to start this third quarter. We've got to be ready to go.
Thanks, Nathan. Good luck. Phoenix lead as we finish the half. Pete, Leonard and Felix will be back to break it all down after the break.
Points, 4 boards for Jesse Wagstaff, and an excellent catch. Crosses up to 39. Kings have had enough.
Take your game from the local court to the big time. Step onto an NBL court after the final buzzer. Backing local ballers is just the beginning.
Well, Josh King in his Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. They lead by 4 at the stroke of half-time. but still plenty to work out because you get the feeling, Peter Hooley and Leonard Copeland, that they should be a little bit more in front the way they were going. But these Illawarra Hawks, the benchmark we've called them, very, very tough, virtually impossible to put away.
And it's because of their bench, and we'll talk about it, but guys like Davo Hickey coming in, getting multiple extra opportunities because Trey Kell's been down, Tyler Harvey's done his thing, and this is what it's set up for you. 20 minutes away, your season's on the line for the Phoenix. They've played very well. You got to put that behind you and do the same thing in the second half.
We knew it was always going to be a game, man. We're going to Illawarra. I'm going to call it down. We're going to Illawarra. I'm telling you now. They're at home. They feel comfortable. They're sleeping in their own beds.
Hey, we hope so. We're all here. Thanks to basketball.com.au. Let's have a look at the Hungry Jacks highlights because Matt Hurt, he had 6 shots in the first game. We said that's no good. Well, you know what? He said, stuff you guys. I'm going to make 7 at halftime.
It's not rocket science, this game of basketball. Your best player needs to see the ball. He's ultra aggressive too. And I like that we spoke to Josh King in the pregame and he said, 1, we're going to put him in the right positions, which they have. They've ran better action for him. But 2, he's got to demand it, and he's been doing that. And we spoke about it all season long. When he wants to be, he's unguardable. He can shoot the 3-ball. He's probably got one of the most counters in the league. He can score in a variety of ways, and it's no surprise they're up, led by their superstar.
You know what I like about it? The first play of the game, they got him the ball, and he knocked it down. He's one of the most confident players you're ever going to meet. I love how he goes about the game. He's not selfish. Look at his Blackmore shot. He's shooting the ball extremely well, 7 for 11 from the field. But look, 19 points is what they should have had from him the first game.
Right now, the difference in this game between these two teams is Mount Hurt. What do Illawarra have to do, and what does Tatum have to imply in the second half to just eliminate him?
I think it's doing your work early, really trying to force him off the block or off the elbow, make him have to work for his catches. Because after that, the way he shoots from the back of his neck. So if he gets to his spot,
you're not going to block it. You're not going to block it.
So again, this is what happens with the best in the league. You've just got to kind of hope they miss. So they'll put in the early work. Guys like Mason Peeling, we might see Darius Days a lot more. He only played the 6 minutes. They'll throw some things at him.
They got to get Tyler Harvey going. They don't get him going, they're in trouble.
Tyler Harvey, what about his backcourt partner in Trey Kell? 1 measly free throw. Now, is this a free swing for him? They can go back home and win this swing. The Blackmore shot chart. This is dirty work from the graphics operator to bring this one up. XXXX. Tomo, you're going to be in big trouble from Illawarra for bringing that one up.
And again, he's affecting the game in other ways. He's got 7 rebounds, 4 assists, so he's still being effective in that regard. But the problem is when he does have these games where he's struggling offensively to score the ball, he seems focused on that, and defensively he's had some lapses on both ends, and he's really struggling to box out. They've got some O-boards over him, but this is Trey Kell. He's not an NBL first teamer. He's got a big second half in him, but also said from the stop, if you stop one of Kell or Harvey, you're going to be in a good position. Currently, they're doing that. Big second half, though.
Yeah, but I'm not worried about him. He's good enough, like you said. The ball's always in his hands, so he'll get his shots. You know, he's big, he can post up, he can shoot the 3. He's just missed some shots early.
Right now, we said off the top, the flow of the game feels like Southeast Melbourne should be up double figures. And credit to Illawarra, they were up double figures for a while. Which team going into the second half now, it's only a 4-point difference, is the most pressure? Now, obviously, Southeast Melbourne, because they lose, they go home. But are there any major changes you need from either team?
I think the Hawks just arrested back a little bit of momentum there in those last couple of minutes. It was offensive rebounds from Davo Hickey. Those extra possessions, Xiong Jong Lee missed a wide open 3 he'd normally make. Hickey missed a couple of putbacks. I think they took a bit of momentum back. As you said, their depth always helps them, and this is going to be a cracker.
Well, I just get the feeling this one's going to be heading to a Game 3 in Illawarra, but we've already got another Game 3 locked in after a thriller at RAC Arena. That man, Chris Golding, taking on the Perth Wildcats in Game 3 at John Cain Arena on Tuesday. That one is going to be unbelievable. And of course, tune in a little bit earlier and you can get to see NBL overtime before that one as well. 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday. 2 teams with a rich history of rivalry going head-to-head in this one at 7:30 p.m. Cannot wait. We've still got a massive second half coming up here. 4-point lead to the Phoenix. Can they keep their season alive? Find out next.
question, we break it. Just be basketball players. No one was guarding you. Good take.
Come up with that for me.
No, my bad. Good take. Hey, stay in it.
That is so ridiculous.
Hey, Josh.
Geordie Hunter taking us in the zone thanks to Harvey Norman, the Phoenix co-captain, showing his leadership qualities. They lead by 4 at the half, trying to keep their season alive in Game 2 of this semi-final series in the Hungry Jacks NBL. 51-47 as we start this second half. Andrew Gaze, Beck, Allen, what do you think? Gazy, adjustments from Justin Tatum coming into this second half. What do you think he's looking for?
Well, I don't think he needs to change a whole lot. You look at he's just got to get some of his guys going. Trey Kell. He's 0 for 6 and find a way to get him some easy looks to try and get him going and make some free throws. But I think the boys at halftime summarised it well. You just sense that Phoenix should be further up than what they actually are.
Last few moments, as Pete said, they regain some momentum, the Hawks, and Geordie Hunter starts it off on the right foot. Beck, what do you think Phoenix would want to be capitalising on here in the early stages of this third?
Yeah, I mean, they definitely need to keep getting the ball into Hurt. He's doing awesome things for them, but even just touching back in on the clips of Hunter, doesn't he just seem like the ultimate leader? Keeping everyone together, keeping the positivity up. You need these players, and they're so crucial in a team atmosphere.
Played limited minutes on Friday with foul trouble. Geordie Hunter, he's almost played the exact same amount of minutes, 13 in this one. Three ball's no good at the other end for the Phoenix. Harvey drops it off to Peatling. Nice finish, a man who won a championship in this building with Melbourne United.
Really
Brings
good.
It back to a 4-point spread.
Really good 2-on-2 game. And Sobey with the early trigger.
That's what you were saying before, Gazy, as well, is that you don't need to win through the hero shots or whatever, those early quick takes. You've just got to know how to play the game, just push through each of the minutes. You don't need to win it in the third quarter. There's 2 quarters left to go.
Junior directing traffic at the other end. Now the big men go at each other. Hunter on Froling. Holds off the front of the rim for Geordie. Hawks, of course, put that 21-0 run together in the third term on Friday, and Cowell finds Peatling cutting to the hoop.
Really good find by Trey Kell. You understand why he might be a little anxious to call his own number. But good running at the floor by Peatling.
Hasn't hit a field goal, but he's got 7 rebounds and 5 assists, so he's still found a way to impact the contest, Trey Kell.
A lot of free throws, too, in that first half. The Hawks 10 of 17, well below where they need to be. But Phoenix 16 of 18, outstanding shooting, but just the volume of free throw attempts. Both these teams average pretty much on 22 per game, so well above the norm for them.
While Harvey playing through 3 fouls at the moment. Walton long 2. He's Harvey with the rebound. Days has 3 fouls for the Hawks. Lewis with 3 in just over 2 minutes for the Phoenix. Harvey's 3 ball no good. His Camp elevates for the rebound. So slow start offensively to this third term. 2-point Phoenix lead. Offensive foul.
On Geordie Hunter for a moving screen. It's going to be his third. And have a look at it. See Geordie Hunter there. Oh dear. I don't even think, was there any contact with Geordie Hunter?
Oh, that's what the ref was saying, was that he stuck his leg out, but I didn't see that. He had his...
Hard to move if you don't stick your leg up. And it sort of defies physics.
Right.
Good on the 3 ball again. The Hawks. Hurt at the other end. Cowell plays the passing lane perfectly. And then he threw it straight into the knee of Wani Swakala-Bullock. Out to Harvey for the lead again. Around and out. Peatling underneath. Blocked by Hurt.
Peatling's been huge. Yep. We've seen him run the floor for a cheapie. A really good roll on the on-ball screen. And this time coming up with another offensive boards for the Illawarra Hawks. They're up to 11.
A little bit of confusion as to whether either coach wants a timeout or a challenge, or... Justin Tatum said Josh King called for one.
No.
we was asking, Josh King wanted a timeout because he wanted a review, and Josh King just gets banged a tee.
Now that was a strange little sequence between Josh King and James Grigor. Josh King wanted a timeout. James Grigor said basically, no, you'll have the ball. He didn't call the timeout, and then they kept on going with it.
So he wanted a timeout to appeal to review it, but he couldn't review it because that was not the call. It wasn't a reviewable call.
Harvey makes it a 1-point game, and the Hawks have the rock. Trying to take the lead once more. 9 lead changes already. Froling makes it 10. No.
Put on the line.
Stepped out of bounds on the baseline drive.
Points down, man. Just forwards down.
He's a motion charge this game 2 of the semi-final.
8 cups of coffee a day. Gets the blood flowing.
He is highly caffeinated, the coach of the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. Sobey comes flying downhill, no good. Body contact underneath. Foul on Harvey, that is his 4th.
He tried to box out. Now, what happened was he got into the legs. He's going to have a look at it and review it. I think it's a soft call, but a good call. Taking the rebounder out.
4 fouls, that's not good.
Equal leading scorer on Friday night. All NBL first team, Tyler Harvey. Now he's got to take a seat. Have a look. And one, he swung a bullet, pushed the pace. Hunter takes it off the rim.
And it was halfway down the net.
Yeah.
Might have gotten away with one there, the big fella. Walton Jr. stepping back, rattles it home.
Well, that's a let-off. Swakala Bullock just put the Jets on and should have made that layup.
9 points combined in nearly 4 minutes of basketball in this 3rd term. Quite the contrast to Friday when the Hawks ripped the heart out of the Phoenix with a 21-0 run. Sobey going at Peatling. Outside, Walton Jr. for 3.
No one can score. Phoenix shooting at 33%, 17 of 51. And the Illawarra Hawks not a whole lot better, and that's a relief to see Trey Curl get a friendly roll.
1 of 8, Trey Curl for his 3 points now, and to a 1-point game.
And they're only at 37%, and even worse, they're 3 of 17, 17% from the 3-point line.
11 of 18 from the foul line. Problem earlier in the contest. Hunter pulls it down, puts it back in off the Sobey miss.
I still want Sobey to get into that game style when he's forcing a little bit too much. Sometimes less can be more. Moving the ball around the outside, get the ball through hands, and they've sort of gone away from that now.
Peatling drops the shoulder into Nathan Sobey, who draws the charge.
Always hard to know. And it's not till we get the 48 different angles and the slow-mo replay, and even sometimes we're confused, but that looked like good defense by Nathan Sobey.
I mean, I can no longer call these at this point. Any charge, I think I'm always wrong.
You're not alone.
But I think that one's to me, a good call.
Yeah.
I don't think coaches got one right all season. You're far from on your lonesome there, Beck. We have Gallen with us in expert commentary. He's going to be headed back to the WNBA alongside the GOAT Andrew Gaze. Sunday afternoon hoops in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Game 2, stakes are high. Nathan Sobey knows how high, and so does Geordie Hunter. .54, 4.5 remaining in the second period. Foxwell with the takeaway in the open floor. Hickey almost the chase down, but Foxy was a little bit too good.
Crafty, he just slowed down enough to make sure that he had the angle and allowed and disrupt the momentum of Hickey. Well done by Foxwell. Looks like a simple play, but he timed it well.
I think he's a really smart player. Just the way he sees the game. he was getting a lot more minutes, especially when Derek Walton Jr. was out, and he really showed that he deserved those minutes too. So it's nice to see him continue to get these kinds of minutes with Walton Jr. back in the lineup.
Will Hickey answers back at the other end, and then Foxwell gives it away. Cal in the right place at the right time, goes scooting on through after some contact.
Foxwell, get him on the arm.
Now on Foxwell.
30. Hit. Good.
Ray Cal will step to the free throw line. Hasn't been his afternoon shooting-wise. 1 of 8, 0 of 5 from downtown, 1 of 2 at the foul line, but he's got 8 rebounds, 5 assists and a couple of steals. Part of the three-way tie for the Hawks MVP with Tyler Harvey and Sam Froling. It's been his first season in the NBL in green. Went over to the Adelaide 36ers, and then Justin Tatum made him the focal point of their off-season recruiting. He was about the first name to jump across teams in the competition, Trey Cal. What a signing he's been for this Illawarra Hawks team.
Ball's dead. Why are we here, bud?
Reader out there for the Hawks. Days, Lee, Hickey and Olbrich. So an all-bench lineup. Kenyon, Glover, Wieskamp, Hurt and Foxwell. So Hurt, the lone starter out there for South East Melbourne.
Well, Wieskamp's another one that's really struggling in this one this afternoon. He's 1 of 7 from the field. Just trying to make something out of nothing there. It was a no-pass offense and penetrated. Good help. Forced a turnover by the Hawks defense. We'll let the game come to him. Get some open looks. Let it fly.
Another starter out there at the moment, Joe Wieskamp. Part of that opening 5 for Josh King. 4 points, 1 of 7. He's got 6 rebounds as Wieskamp. Hawks down by 3. Days, strong take. Battle for the loose ball. Nicholas Glover gets a hand from the Phoenix fans, and it'll go back with him.
The ball went out, so I just gave the ball back. Okay.
What I really like about Josh King is that he's really got a clear identity between the starting unit and then the bench unit coming in. Yes, you keep some of your key starters, whether it be Hurt or Wieskamp, like you said, but there's continuity to them playing together. They know where to get their looks from. So I think with this group, that was a tough shot. With this group out there, they do need to move the ball and use that cutting, get open.
I don't even think the big long-haired German fella would have made that one, Matt Hurt.
Showing his best Dirk Nowitzki look.
Hickey for 3. Ties it up at 61, Will Hickey. Hasn't made too many across the course of the season, just his 13th mate from downtown, and Matt Hurt answers right back. 4 3-balls for Matt Hurt. Will Hickey back the other way. 1-point game again.
Well, he's been big. 7 points. Have a look at the Amy replay. Here's the 3-ball. Only shooting at 27% on the season, and not a lot of takes, but they give him plenty of space, and he steps up at an important time and enjoys the fact that he knocked it down. But straight away, Matt Hurt, with that slingshot action, able to get it to back with the 3 points. Dave Hickey's been exceptional in this quarter. Really kept that scoreboard ticking over when it's been tough.
12 points, 5 rebounds for Hickey. Always so active. 1-point game, and they can take the lead on this possession. Had 9 lead changes so far in the contest. Olbrich underneath. Tips it home. Hawks back ahead by 1.
Well, they're going at Geordie Hunter. Olbrich there knows he's a bit conservative because of the foul issues. Just drives straight at him, and they get the putback.
Wieskamp on Olbrich, spinning inside. Around and out for Joe Wieskamp. Nothing's falling for him today, 1 of 8. Hickey at the other end, knocked away by Hunter. And Wieskamp, Joe the Goose!
He said, I won't risk touching it off the backboard, let's just dunk it.
Well, he didn't even fake running back.
No.
He just stayed right underneath the basket and got the deflection.
Cleaning up the floor at the other end, I think, there, Joe Wieskamp.
Davo Hickey just getting to his spot, really controlled. It's almost to the point now when it's like that, they're going to have to think about sending a double team, because if he can just bully his way to the front of the rim, he's been super efficient around the basket. 5 of 7 now for Davo Hickey.
Another terrific performance for the Illawarra Hawks. You can follow the NBL on all the social platforms, get behind-the-scenes content, stay closer to the game than ever before this NBL final series. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X, and even Snapchat. Follow NBL now on all your social media platforms.
What about Blue Sky? Is that part of it? A few others that are out there, the NBL.
If they're not part of it, Drew, they won't be long. That is for sure. Tied at 66. Under a minute to go in this third period. Phoenix trying to keep their season alive. Geordie Hunter apologises to Todd Blanchfield after rifling one into the side of his quad. Glover on the drive. Hurt lost it. Greeter comes up with it. Forces his way inside, and one for Dan Greeter, who's providing the spark for the Hawks to end this third term.
It's not as dramatic as we saw in game 1 with that 21-0 run, but right now momentum going all the way of the Illawarra Hawks, and they're doing it at both ends of the floor, and the way in which they can just get to the rim. Not shooting it well from the three-point line, 4 of 18, but everyone's got a license to get their head down and power it to the rim, and it's been a successful formula for them.
Misses the free throw. Glover comes up with it. 2-point Hawks lead, 35 seconds to go. Sobey, quick trigger. Eight-second difference, shot to game clock. Glover gets a hand on it. Will stay in red.
I mean, Sobey was going for the 2-for-1 by taking that early 3. So you can justify it. I'm trying to find justification for the early shot.
12 points for Nathan Sobey, 4 of 14 from the field, 5 rebounds. Hasn't had an assist on the game, averaging nearly 5 a game this season.
Oh my.
Harvey for 3. He's got an absolute acre. Can't connect. And Derek Walton Jr.
Now I'd be, whoever Harvey's going at, give it to him. He's got the 4 fouls.
Yeah.
And just ISO and get to the rim.
5 seconds for D-Walt. Long 2, well off. Absolutely nowhere near it. .6 remaining. 2-point game. Hawks ahead, trailed by 4 at the half. We were tied at quarter time. Just making sure. 2.2 to go. Will Hickey with the heave to end the term. Not far away. And with a quarter to go, the Illawarra Hawks lead the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix by 2. Hawks playing for a grand final spot. The Phoenix playing to keep their season alive. It's on a knife's edge as we turn for home. It's Illawarra 68, Southeast Melbourne 66.
That's a flop. Come on, A. Yes, A. Hey. Get him light, get him light, get him light, get him light. Oh, get him.
Geordie Hunter there, thanks to Harvey Norman in the zone. Welcome back to John Cain Arena. Illawarra Hawks lead into the final quarter, 68-66. I was just listening in to Justin Tatum, who's telling his boys that Phoenix are too open. He pointed out to Kiki and Tyler Harvey. In particular, he said, step it up, boys, play aggressively.
Thanks, Steph. We'll certainly need to do that here in this final term. It is do or die for the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. The Illawarra Hawks trying to advance through to a grand final series for the first time since 2017, and they come up empty on their first possession of the final term. Southeast Melbourne.
It's been a grind. Both teams really struggling from the floor. 39% for the Illawarra Hawks, 34% for the Phoenix, and it's also from the three-point line. Neither team's really got it going, and they're not this bad. Hawks 4 of 20, Phoenix 6 of 22. But in this last quarter, a couple of made threes can make a profound difference.
Now foul trouble plays its hand in this last term as well. Hunter's got 4 now. He's staying out there. Harvey's got 4 at the other end, and he's on the pine. It's Hunter, Walton Jr, Sobey, Wieskamp, and Hurt for the Phoenix. Days, Cal, Hickey, Blanchfield, Ulbrich for the Hawks. Do or die for Southeast Melbourne, trying to force a game 3 in Wollongong. Hunter goes down off the ball.
Hickey just working with a switch. He was just working to try and get around in front.
With the hole throwing them off, I like the review for excessive contact.
They're reviewing for excessive contact.
I don't think so.
I don't think it was excessive contact.
I think there's momentum.
There was a bit of get out of the way about it, but
certainly contact.
Hunter checks out of the game.
The left arm.
No excessive contact on the play. Sobey threw it straight to Darius Days. Couldn't have hit him any cleaner. Wieskamp at the other end, good activity. And then Glover and Days get locked up as they fight for the loose ball. It's a foul on Darius Days. That will be number 4.
Turnover's becoming an issue, but they've squared them up. Both teams have 11, but that's just a rushed, poor entry pass. It was the right idea with Days on the box.
Josh King working. What can he remedy here in this last term for his side to wrestle control back and lead decisively in that second quarter? Biggest lead of the game was 13 for the Phoenix. It was 5 for the Hawks in the opening frame. Glover well and truly off the mark. It grazes the iron before going out of play.
I mean, it's the right shot. It's to get him in the air, take that one dribble, but you've got that balance and time. But they're setting a lot of ghost screens, which is similar to what they were saying in Illawarra to stop setter screen. Maybe that's the play, but every time is pretty tough if there's a lot of ghost screening going on.
Neither team shooting it well from downtown. Todd Blanchfield trying to change that. It rattles out. 4 of 21, the Hawks. 6 of 23, the Phoenix. Angus Glover doesn't need to shoot it from downtown. He ties it up as he swoops inside and gets the first points of the final term. Took almost 2 minutes to open the scoring.
Wow. The simple becoming really hard for both teams.
Going to be a battle down the stretch between these two as Matt Hurt is up for the fight. And the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix hit the front once more. 13th lead change of the game. With 7:47 left, a Tangerine timeout. It's Southeast Melbourne 70 to the Illawarra Hawks 68. So now for the Phoenix, it's how can they sustain it? How can they keep this momentum going?
Well, you can tell right now by Justin Tatum calling this timeout, he's trying to stop that because they've got the momentum right now in this first opening period of the fourth. So he's trying to stop that. But right now, Southeast Melbourne need to stay together, keep getting those transition fast breaks are great for them. Like the defense creates these openings.
Yeah, I think they also got to find their balance. We saw with Dave O'Hickey almost showed the way with the penetration to get in front of the rim and find the mismatch that you want, because they can't hit threes. The Hawks 4 of 21, and just trying for that knockout blow and going for the three ball, particularly if they're contested. You don't want to be shy. If you're open, let it fly. But right now, anything contested, the numbers suggest it's a bad shot.
So Southeast Melbourne trying to stave off elimination, 70-68, and send this one to a Game 3. Game 3 in our other semi-final series in the Hungry Jacks NBL is on Tuesday here at John Cain Arena, 7:30 p.m. tip-off. But Felix von Hoff, Pete Hawley, Leonard Copeland will be filming overtime and have the full pre-game thanks to basketball.com.au from 6 o'clock. So a jam-packed Tuesday of hoops. And we might have more Game 3 action as well. If this one goes the distance, Froling underneath is fouled. He's off to the free throw line, where the Hawks are 14 of 23 this afternoon.
And they're rolling the dice with Tyler Harvey. I don't think the expectation was to have him come on this early, but I think there's a realisation of how important in this next 3 or 4 minutes. And oh my goodness, that had no chance. The rim is 10 foot, and I don't think that ball got higher than 9'6".
A second from Froling, not much more convincing. He's going to get another crack at it.
Just throw it in the air, Sam. Give it a chance.
He's almost need to take mercy on them here.
It has improved up to 62% this season, which is improvement on the last couple of seasons, but gets one to drop.
A bit of an affliction around the competition, the free throw shooting at the minute. The Hawks are 15 of 25 on the afternoon. Phoenix by 1. Here's Hurt!
Love that.
Who put some serious hurt on the rim.
Well, there's a switch. Yeah. They switched Tyler Harvey, and he was guarding Hurt, and he was reluctant for any sort of contact with those 4 fouls.
Good activity again on the defensive end from the Phoenix. Foxwell to Glover, to Wieskamp inside. Sobey's all alone.
Yeah. I mean, this is beautiful basketball to watch, isn't it? The way that they just look so connected out there with how they're moving the ball, and they've gone good to great with all of their shot selection, and has to be fun to play. 9
points to 1 so far in this final quarter. Sam Froling stops the rod.
A couple of terrible passes by Trey Curl in this quarter. Last 3 ball from just a wild cross-court pass that gets intercepted.
1 of 9, Trey Cal from the field. He's got 4 turnovers. Owen Foxwell saw a wide-open path to the bucket.
It's breaking down on the defensive end. All of a sudden, it's gotten real soft by the Illawarra Hawks.
Cowley's foul.
Communication breakdowns. Let's see.
The Amy replay. See, there's the switch. He's not in ideal position, and the switch is late.
Yeah, he was chasing the ball.
Like really late on that switch, and they were playing catch-up the whole time.
God damn it!
He's complaining, Josh King. He does not think it should have been a shooting foul. Now,
already got a technical as well.
Whether he gathered the ball or not. Oh my goodness. They are going to look back on this game and say, hey, we got some things we need to tidy up, but you just need to make free throws. 15 of 26.
It'll make a massive difference, wouldn't it, to this game?
Second one goes. This Phoenix crowd is making this a hostile environment in the fire pit. Southeast Melbourne trying to keep its season alive. Matt Hurt for 3. He's got 26 already, which is the equal most by a Phoenix player in any NBL postseason game. Couldn't add to it there. Multiple 3-pointers for the first time since round 13 for Matt Hurt. He's 4 of 39 over that span. Here's Cal, had a rough shooting afternoon. Nice drop off, Froling to Greeter, not the first time, stays with the play and gets it to go. Dan Greeter has got 6 points on the afternoon.
What a spark he's provided. Coming off the bench. Short minutes, but quality minutes by Greeter.
Sobey's touch at the other end is buttery smooth.
The concern for the Hawks right now is the ease at which Phoenix are finding scoring opportunities down the offensive end.
I mean, you mentioned Illawarra have great spacing earlier on this game, but this group, this lineup for South East Melbourne, they have great spacing right now. They're playing well together.
Harvey can't even get the floater to go, but Greeter tips it home. Dan Greeter playing some important minutes for Justin Tatum. Standing up when they needed someone to do it. He's got 8 points, the margin is 3. Under 5 minutes remaining in the game. Sobey, the crossover. And Justin Tatum wants his team to push the pace. Harvey for 3. Around and out off the backboard.
It's like both teams are going for the knockout blow rather than just getting through their system. Now, as we mentioned, Phoenix doing a better job of finding some slip actions or penetrations on the rim.
Glover likes the matchup with Froling. Fires away and connects! Angus Glover with a 3-point bomb makes it a 6-point lead. Blanchfield. Cool and calm, the veteran.
Huge by Blanchfield. And good find, too. Not sure how they leave him that open, given what he did a couple of nights ago.
Now they've both landed a couple of blows, Drewy. So who can deliver a haymaker? Nathan Sobey with another jab inside. And this fight's going all the way down to the wire. Froling rolling in. He gets 2 more.
Big shots by both sides right now. They're going basket for basket, so who's going to get the stop down either end?
Well, Hurt fights on the Harvey handoff and the fake, and what it did, it allows Froling to get on his preferred left.
They've done it by committee, the Hawks. Every player that stepped on the floor has scored. No one has more than 11 for the Phoenix. Hurt has 26, Sobey has 19, Glover has 14. Here's Sobey for 3.
Got the mismatch. In the last 4 possessions, it's all been Sobey.
2.5 to go, 3-point game. Kell gives it away.
That's the 3rd turnover by Trey Kell in this quarter.
5 for the game for Trey Kell. Glover. And now Wieskamp off the Sobey feed. Joe Wieskamp brings the house down.
Well, it's huge because he struggled. He's only 3 of 10 now from the field. The penetration, weak side guys guarding 2. And you saw Trey Kell had to go out to Sobey. And the rotation on a Wieskamp just not there in time.
Yeah. And Sobey didn't hesitate to pass it either. And that's the thing that has gone quick, 0.5-second passing.
The trust rewarded, 3 of 10 on the afternoon for 9 points, Joe Wieskamp. Here's Josh King.
We understand. If they cut, if it comes here and they cut and they live, we stay high and we switch the cut.
I'm diving out of the wall, Cup. I'm diving out of the wall, Cup.
Hey, if they switch lanes, get corner, whoever Blanchfield's guarding, we just go chest, corner, Jordy and the dunker, slip. That's okay, we can still go it. Hey, stay in Wildcat, slip, stop right here.
Josh King, clearly he wants to pick on Todd Blanchfield down the other end of the floor and try and get whoever he's guarding to get downhill. And he spoke about the positioning and spacing.
13 lead changes in the game. Phoenix have led by as many as 13. Hawks' biggest lead was 5 in the opening term. South East Melbourne trying to keep their season alive, trying to keep a pulse in the heartland. And Will Hickey misses the corner three. 6-point game at the 2-minute warning. Hunter, Sobey, Wieskamp, Hurt and Foxwell the 5 for Josh King. Hurt underneath, 28 for Matt Hurt. A franchise playoff record with one more to come at the line.
Well, they had the mismatch again. It was a switch early on. They didn't identify. Harvey was on Hurt. He just, in the attempt to try and front him, he's trying to front him. He just slips over. And when you're that close, I know the effort's good, but to send him to the free throw line for the bonus really was not necessary.
Hawks 16 of 27 at one end. Phoenix 16 of 18 at the stripe at the other. And this man coming off an uncharacteristically poor game on Friday has been immense, Matt Hurt. 28 points, misses the foul shot, and Will Hickey races up the other end. He and this Hawks team will not go down without an almighty fight. Minute and a half remaining, 6-point game. Sobey to the cup.
They'll return the favour. So he's been aggressive today all night long.
Hickey right back at them. Will Hickey, 2 more. He's got 17.
And beautiful use of the body. And Hurt was there. He's lining it up for the block and just went into the body of Hurt to protect the ball.
Career high is 20 for Will Hickey, so he's approaching that at a rapid rate of knots.
Well, Phoenix don't need a quick shot here. They want to shoot this in the last 3 or 4 seconds.
End of this shot clock will take us down to a minute to go. Sobey loses the handle. Which way? It's a red ball. It's going back with the Hawks. 6 points the spread, a minute 4 remaining.
You don't need a 3, but you need a quick bucket here. A 3 would be preferable, but most important is it about getting to action to get a good look and a quick bucket.
Hawks trying to take the shortest possible route to their first grand final series since 2017. Josh King at South East Melbourne trying to force a game 3 in Wollongong.
Well, the Hawks go small, so Josh King counters. He takes Hunter out, brings Glover back in.
Harvey, Lee, Cal, Hickey, Blanchfield. It's Will Hickey again getting to the rim, but not finishing this time. Sobey the other way, races up the floor and lays it home. It's the best kind of hero ball from Nathan Sobey.
That's right.
23 points. And Lee cans the triple at the other end. Foul on Blanchfield for the push. Both have got fouls to give. Well, the Hawks had one. Any foul from now for Illawarra will put them in the penalty. South East Melbourne with 1 to give. With 41.4 seconds remaining. Green ball, 5-point game. Got to get it in. Foul on Harvey. His afternoon is done. And Owen Foxwell wasn't happy with the treatment.
Not sure why that.
I want to see that again.
Got the reaction. It's been a tough night at the office for Tyler Harvey. 3 of 13. There's a little hold there, but it's right there. Just reaching in. Oh, it's the push afterwards. That's what got him a little agitated and bearing up.
Todd Blanchfield, he had to do the hold me back. So Harvey fouls out after 24 points on Friday. He has 10 on 3 of 13 shooting. And Owen Foxwell, who's been a massive part of this resurgence under Josh King, one of the most improved players in the competition, steps to the free throw line for 2 big foul shots.
That's it.
Justin Tatum wants the timeout after the second. And Foxwell make it a 7-point lead. Timeout, Hawks. 40 seconds to go. And Southeast Melbourne in a packed fire pit on the precipice of forcing a third game in this semi-final series.
But if my guy retaliates, it's a 10. Come on, Brian.
Josh King making a very good point. He wanted the tech on Tyler Harvey, and we've seen a lot less called this season, but
I'd let that go.
Exactly, in this situation, in the context of where we're at, I think that it was the right decision to let it go, but that's just a personal preference. According to the rules, it should have been something a little extra.
So what's that man talking about in this moment, Drew? Down by 7 with 40 seconds left.
Well, now I think you do have to look at a 3. So you might have something in there that has a slip, but there's got to be actions that provide something really quick, and the priority is going to be to try and knock down a 3 ball because you're running out of time.
And it hasn't been a strength so far. 6 of 26 from downtown, the Hawks. Phoenix, 9 of 28, which isn't all that flash, but comparably is pretty solid.
And they've been a good, solid three-point shooting team throughout the course of the season. At 35%. I should round that up, 36%. Not terrible.
So the closing lineup, Swakala, Bullock, Lee, Cal, Blanchfield and Hickey. It's Sobey, Wieskamp, Foxwell, Hurt and Glover for Southeast Melbourne. 7-point game. Sobey with the hands on Cal. They had one to give. Josh King has not taken a timeout here in this second half. We were tied at 24 at half-time. Phoenix by 4 at the half. Illawarra by 2 at three-quarter time, and it will be a baseline inbound. In the bonus both ways from this point forward. 37 seconds remaining. A win for Southeast Melbourne keeps the series and their season alive.
Like 20, push, bonus.
Sobey commits the foul. We're off to the free throw line.
This doesn't hurt the Illawarra Hawks that much because it stops the clock, provided you can knock down a couple of free throws.
HJ Lee, 1 of 2 today, but a very good free throw shooter on the season, and it goes the way that it has gone throughout the afternoon. 82% he is on the season. He is 1 of 3 this afternoon. His team 16 of 28. This one is critical if there any chance. 2-possession game.
Now, to me, I don't think you foul straight away. In this back court, you're trying to get a turnover. Once it gets into the front court, then you might consider that's where you got to foul because time's against you. But you don't need to foul in the back court.
Get it to Glover. Swakala Bullock does foul Angus Glover before he released the pass.
And not a bad foul because it was going to be a numerical advantage to the Phoenix.
An 11-0 run to start the second quarter that built the Phoenix's advantage. One they've held on to for the most part through this second half. Angus Glover can build on it here. Against his hometown team. 15 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Slow start to the season, but he's found his groove under their new coach. And he comes up with a couple of big ones when they need it most. Hickey attacks the rim again. 19 points for Will Hickey. A little bit sore as well. He commits the foul on Matt Hurt. Still just regaining his composure is Will Hickey. 1 away from a career best for him. He's been superb with 19, 6 and 3.
He has. He's been brilliant in this one. His ability to get to the rim and the body control when he gets there in traffic has been his strength. And there's no doubt in who the Foot Locker player of the game is going to be to me in this one, and that's this guy at the free throw line.
With this free throw, be the first Phoenix player to score 30 or more in a postseason game. It's an 8-point Southeast Melbourne lead. If he gets it away to Swakala Bullock, they need a 3 and they need one very, very quickly. And they are running out of time and running out of answers. The 3 ball won't go.
Nathan Sobey's going to be going down the other end to shoot a couple of free throws. Hey, if you're at Illawarra, you could not have wanted for a worse situation from the free throw line. And when you consider how Trey Kell and Tyler Harvey in particular have played, and you're only trailing it by 8 and you're into this game up to your eyeballs, you'd still, like we said the other night after the Perth Wildcats lost that game 1, you should be really disappointed but not discouraged.
41 of his last 41 in home games at the free throw line, Nathan Sobey. The Hawks 17 of 29. This man is automatic at the stripe in his own territory. He makes it a 10-point lead. And the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix keep their season alive. The late 3 ball to HJ Lee. And we're going back to Wollongong. They found themselves on the canvas once again, the Phoenix, and showed they've got one more punch at least to throw this season. There is very much still a pulse in the heartland, and they will take this series all the way to the end. They lose game 1, 94 to 101. They win game 2, 101 to 94.
You gotta love that, don't you? Just mirroring it, but the way that they came out tonight, they knew that they had a job to do. They knew that they had to get this win. They're forces to game 3, and I think you just see the depth of the shot chart that you got 4 players in double figures. The ball was moving, and they had to weather a lot of storms throughout this game. There's plenty of lead changes, so credit to Southeast Melbourne today.
And what this series has showed us, that there's very little difference between these two teams. The margin for error is small, and you need all your guys playing to their best to give you any sort of advantage, and Illawarra did not have that. And Matt Hurt, after only 6 field goal attempts, a lot made of it, well, he rectified that in a hurry here with 11 of 19 and a spectacular individual display.
He was outstanding. He's our Foot Locker player of the game. He's with Steph.
He sure is. I've got Matt Hurt with me now. Matt, you're going to game 3. How do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, what an atmosphere. What a game. You know, we should have, it was tough in the first game. We're up by 7. They came out 21-0 run, and we took home, and now we got to go win a road game for sure.
You were back to your unguardable best, 30 points for you. It's actually a club finals record. How were you able to outsmart the Hawks defense and breach that?
Yeah, I was talking to my buddy Jack White last night after their game last night. You know, I saw what he was going through. I texted him. And he said when I'm aggressive and when I'm confident, I'm pretty hard to stop, and that's what got me going this morning when I woke up.
Normally, this is where I tell you to enjoy it, but the job's not done. How quickly do you reset and turn your focus to game 3?
Go enjoy the locker room. We get home, lock back in, because we got a big one on Wednesday, and can't celebrate too much. It's 1-1. Do what we had to do at home court, and I'm ready for the opportunity on Wednesday.
Well done. Thank you.
In this NBL25 series that's been so close all season, we really deserve 2 game 3s, and that's what we've got. We'll be here on Tuesday for Melbourne and Perth, in Wollongong on Wednesday for the Phoenix and the Hawks. We'll wrap this one up, a 7-point Phoenix win after this.
Kenny, let me play, man. Come on. It's a big game. It's a big game. Come on, Glove. Come on, Glove. Come on, boys.
Geordie Hunter and the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix very much in the zone thanks to Harvey Norman in that final term. They win 101-94 to push this semi-final series to a Game 3 in Wollongong on Wednesday. Joel Peterson, Beck Allen, Andrew Gaze wrapping this one up. It was a hard-fought win. They came hard in the end, the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. There's our match stats. And that is an impressive performance, Beck.
It absolutely is, but look at the free throws, and this is really what the game comes down to. I think when we look at Illawarra, 17 of 29 from the free throw line, and that is tough when it's such a close game like what we saw. So that's definitely something they're going to be looking to clean up.
Well, the key is if you're the Illawarra Hawks and your two primary scorers in Harvey and Kel, they go 4 of 23. That's not going to get it done. Builds a big hole for him, puts a lot of pressure on the offensive end. So there's not a lot to tidy up other than putting the ball in the hole. They had some good looks and weren't able to do it. It's some crucial turnovers too in that fourth quarter when they're just trying to hang on that really cost them dearly.
Wasn't their sharpest work this afternoon for the Illawarra Hawks. Of course, we've got 2 Game 3s in this NBL 25 season. This is Tuesday. United and the Wildcats here is going to be massive, Beth.
It's going to be huge, and I just love that both of these two sides are coming head-to-head again, but there's 2 lots of Game 3. I think that's pretty awesome.
Wednesday, Hawks and Phoenix in Wollongong, Drewy. That place is going to be rocking.
It is, and they'll be excited about what lies ahead. Next one where someone's going home, and we got a grand final berth up for grabs.
2 sudden death semi-final series. NBL 25 has been terrific. It rolls on to Tuesday and Wednesday. Phoenix winners this afternoon.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
All right. We don't have any stats. We need stats. Give us something.
Yeah, we'll just roll with it.